Hello, everybody, and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, broadcasting the Skyward Sword Randomizer weekly race. Commentating for us, we have CJS07 and KitKat, and tracking is Homjan387 and Jarl. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Skyward Sword Weeklies.
Hey.
I'm joined by the wonderful Kickout on comms once again this week.
Oh yeah, comms to Electric Boogaloo.
Alright,
Yeah,
so
no.
on our restream today, we have 64-bit Link, Lepelog, BattleCats59, and Deer. 4 very good runners, and 4 runners who always put on a good show for us in our races, regardless of if they're weeklies or tourney races or anything else. Deer, the surprising top level, like out of nowhere top level rando runner, basically last seed in the winter tourney, but put up a good fight in the bracket stage, and then now suddenly just placing consistently in the top of the of our weekly races. So certainly a story to behold there.
Yeah, I think Deer made it all the way to the quarterfinals. And so yeah, honestly, like I'm kind of almost scared to go back to like the weeklies when I kind of like get off comms because I'll have to deal with Deer and it's like, oh no.
Yeah, Deer's a scary force. He plays very well, but he has a very unique strategy that works very well for him most of the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. Maybe just Deer's on just a whole nother level with strategy, which is why he's like completely blowing everyone out of the water right now. But anyway, we're off. We are starting.
yeah, our races are off. So for those of you who haven't been here for weeklies in the past, but were here for the tourney, our settings are pretty similar to the tourney settings. We bumped up the required dungeon count to 3, but also removed Beatrice from the equation, and added basic shop sanity, so just a couple of items in Beetle's air shop will be randomized, or can be progression items. They'll all be randomized. Our runners will need at most a total of 600 rupees or 650 rupees, excuse me, across the entire span of the seed. All right, our runners are starting with a beetle from Fledge here, so that's pretty decent for them. Will be interesting to see what our required dungeons are. Skyview, LMF, and Sandship.
The two like the two long desert dungeons and probably the shortest dungeon in the game.
Yeah, LMF is not as bad as it used to be, it feels like.
Yeah.
Oh, the other big change from the tourney is that we will have hints as well. There are 15 gossip stones scattered across the world, and each of them will have 2 hints. We'll see, at the very least, we'll see hints telling us what some of the worst checks in the game have, hints telling us where certain items are, as well as Way of the Hero hints, for those of you who are familiar with other randomizers' hint systems.
Yeah, honestly, hints definitely add like a new dynamic to the game, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Also, Lineru Cave Small Key is also randomized. It's another one of the smaller changes. It's not just in the caves now. It's basically anywhere, but conveniently they won't have to hunt for it that long. It's like right here.
I mean, Sandship being required does mean that it's very likely that the cave's key gets placed relatively early.
Yeah. Okay, it is Emerald Tablets. These runners can't clear... Actually, no, they can clear Skyview because they have Beetle.
Yeah, they have a Beetle.
I totally knew that when I started their sentence, yeah. So, yeah.
Is that 5? That's our first 5. What was in the practice sword chest? I totally, it must have been bad. Oh, it was Cave's Key. I was like, I totally just lost track of what it was, so it must have been bad, but that's not actually the case. It was actually quite important.
Yeah. Battlecats is making a bit magic file, which is always a good idea, because, you know, back in time is allowed in race settings. These settings, in terms of, like, what they allow, or these rule set, is, like, kind of similar to Wind Waker Rando, in the sense we basically allow all glitches, except I think back in time is just restricted to Skyloft.
Yeah, back in time is... There's also a couple of general restrictions. So there's those couple general restrictions of you can't leave Skyloft in back in time. But there's also... specifically, the RBM to get the Temple of Time statue is banned. Although that's a bit of a legacy rule from back when that actually would skip the Linear Mining Facility as a required dungeon.
Yeah, because like nowadays that is kind of a bit redundant because the exit to LMF is removed pretty much. So yeah. that one I think is going to be under debate soon, especially if we end up like removing the rocks around there, because then it can have to be used for strategy. For the hint, but yeah, honestly, I think we'll see with that one. Yeah. So yeah, runners making their way through Skyloft. I think one of the biggest, egg strategy in Skyward Sword is when you leave Skyloft, because I know a lot of people often like to leave it quite early, so people like to dip to surface, and a lot of people kind of like to stay on Skyloft a little bit more. And I think both have their merits, and both will work at different seeds, and it'll just kind of be interesting to see what our runners go for here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely one of the runners who prefers to like clean up the sky and Skyloft a little bit more thoroughly, especially when you get items early. Our runners did get a gold rupee early here, which means that Lebelog, at the very least, is checking the shop here very quickly. Very good call, in my opinion. Can't tell what any of these items are because they are kind of clipped into the counter. It looks like the 50 rupee item is an extra wallet, and the 300 rupee appears to be also an extra wallet, actually.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things about having a projectile item this early on is you can just activate the shop. And honestly, the shop is really nice for having 300 rupees, because that means that ultimately you can clear up the shop in like one go. So say if the last reward is okay, even if the last reward is useless, they'll still be able to clear up the shop anyway. So yeah, this is a one-trip shop, which is always nice.
Okay, there's a progressive.
Leopard, do not buy that, because if the last 100 is useful, you have made a big
50
mistake.
Rupees short. Progressive wallets are unfortunately completely useless in these settings because you do not need any wallets to check the items that are available in these settings. That is a harp model, so the question is it the harp or is it a song? It's an Elden Song of the Hero part. Shout out to bad text wrapping because we haven't used we have a text wrapper function in the randomizer, and we just haven't used it on that yet. So as you saw our runners doing, the first 200 rupee items were dead, but they block your access to later items because Beetle's shop is basically a chain of items, 4 chains of items. So to get to the third 100 rupee item, you do have to buy all 4, or buy the first 2, not all 4.
Yeah. And this is a very convenient shop because these runners will be able to basically just one-trip it, which is always nice because it kind of sucks a little bit if you have to kind of go again, and it's even more if you have to farm rupees. In cheap shops, it's very unlikely you'll farm rupees, and obviously this goes up when you like have more expensive purchases.
Yeah, our runners did start with our runners are actually in these settings able to farm rupees for these items immediately because they can farm rupees via the Bamboo Island minigame where you see Battle Cats right now. He's not playing the minigame, but he can pay them. I wasn't paying attention to that hint. I see someone said Bat 50 C chart.
I just want to say that first hint, right, that was so useful, like the most useful thing in the world. Sorry. Yeah. It was literally the fledge. It was a fledge item.
Oh, it was fledge. Was it also Bad 50 on C chart?
That was the other one. Yeah.
Okay, Bad 50 C chart is a very good hint actually, because you can just do the skip.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because C chart is something we can potentially skip with back in time if the runners.
Although I guess it'll depend on our crystal counts, because the new setup for it is extremely slow. Because you have to do the setup where you RBM Batro onto a bit saved new game file because of the new start flag setup.
Also, like the spirit of the sword is kind of
way of the hero. I saw that. Yeah. I didn't see the first hint.
The sky is way of the hero. So basically, it's like
sky and thunder. Interesting. So that's very interesting because Sky Way of the Hero and then immediately getting Spiral Charge from Chandelier, I believe. Yeah. So that could very well be a chain of Way of the Hero items leading to Levias, but we will see a Levias. Actually, that can't lead to Levias, actually. Because Levias is a location that is always hinted, so we will see the hint specifically for Levias. Okay, so Gus Bell's Way of the Hero is in the sky as well. So it's interesting, because, now the question is, which item was that pointing to? Because Gus Bells are logically required to complete LMF. So you can fight Moldy.
Yeah, so yeah, but we're at 8 minutes in, all our runners kind of just making their way through, and not Leper, but Deer is the first person to dip into a surface region. He's dipping into the Farron region.
Did anyone check the volcanic island yet?
I haven't seen anyone do that right now. I believe someone probably has, but yeah.
I don't think so. 64 electing to stay on Skyloft a little bit longer before even like dipping to the sky for hints for this Patro check. I didn't see what he got. It doesn't look like he got anything good based on his tracker. But usually if you get 10 crystals on like your first Skyloft loop, I tend to like doing that. When you start with Farron, it's always interesting to see our runners decide if they want to gamble on a bottle somewhere in order to get spores in Farron. In order to rescue Oriel versus two-tripping that and coming back to Skyloft. Because there's also always the possibility that you just get a ton of gratitude crystals from Lumpy and then can pick up loose crystals and all of that. So, you know, this early game routing, while it usually won't decide a race, there are situations where it can just be insanely good if you stick around or dip. Deer finding a fetch quest item, not really that helpful at the moment. So, okay, Volcanic Island from Battle Cat. Skyloft Village is Way of the Hero. And Sandship is Way of the Hero. That's extremely interesting, because we know that we need 50 crystals to get to Sandship.
We also know where Bomb Bag is. It's on the Baby Rattle check.
It's on the actual Baby Rattle check, not turning in Baby Rattle?
Yeah, Baby Rattle, yeah, as the hint says.
Okay. And Lanayru's Silent Realm is dead as well.
Yeah. Yeah, right now, so right now we kind of see, you know, what we'd expect from, like, the first 10 minutes. Deer is kind of doing his own thing, you know, probably just being big brain as he normally is, and probably just going to outplay everyone.
Deer hasn't done anything extremely outlandish at this point.
Yeah, he's just doing different things from everyone else right now, which is kind of, you know, his trademark
He's kind of just,
style.
Like, going from place to place really quickly, which is Deer's playstyle, and it suits him well. He does execute on it very well.
Yeah. Well, in a way, that really makes sense, because it's like learning how to kind of keep your checks per minute at like a high rate is like a really good skill in Rando, and I think
absolutely.
Deer exploits that to the fullest potential, which is why he's been so successful recently.
Yeah, so like this is a little bit of like anecdotal evidence, but a lot of runners, myself included, have felt like since the tourney, we've made a lot of minor changes that have added up to the way items and stuff are placed in the randomizer. Not really necessarily like the placement algorithm itself, but just a lot of minor changes to logic, and they seem to have added up. And seeds are very different, it feels like, than they were in the tourney. Because we've added an extra dungeon, and we're still on average completing seeds as fast, if not slightly faster, than tourney setting seeds.
Yeah. Well, I think again a lot of it has to do with the hints. It like really changes the dynamic.
Oh yeah, no, hints completely change everything. Hints are really good.
Yeah.
What is?
It's a heart. No, it's a tablet. Yeah.
It's really good. So Deer getting rewarded with the Amber tablet here. I don't think Deer knows that Sandship is Way of the Hero.
He doesn't.
I don't.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, I didn't see it in check. He could have checked and I could have missed it, but yeah, I don't think he did. But yeah.
I think Deer did not go to the Volcanic Island because he didn't finish his sky loop. He's gonna go from, or I imagine he's gonna go from Farron to Volcanic Island to Oriel, especially if he gets a bottle. Which, you know, this play has a lot of merits because you eliminate the possibility of a two-trip, or like you reduce the possibility of a two-trip Oriel.
Yeah.
But like I did a seed last night where my logical progression was Paro's crystals back on Skyloft, with my logical only bottle being from Paro's bottle check, which means it was a logically required two-trip. So, you know, in that seed, Deer would probably get kind of punished for something like this, but...
Yeah, well, I think that, like, early game routing, in general, doesn't matter too much. Because, like, normally in most seeds, by, like, the hour and a half mark, you've normally done the same as everyone else, regardless of how you routed it. Maybe, like, you saved, like, a few seconds in doing things, like, slightly more optimal.
I mean, in my opinion, it really depends on whether or not the early game is super stacked or not. if Deer gets like 2 tablets here, like, you know, his early game play is really good because he gets the choice of Eldon versus Lineru. But, you know, we know that Sandship is Way of the Hero, so... Would getting the Ruby tablet here even mean anything to Deer? Deer's struggling with Cube Warp, and he's gonna be doing either the Walk of Shame or the Beetle Flight of Shame. I hope he knows the Beetle Flight.
I don't even know the Beetle Flight.
You just fly the Beetle... Yeah, he's gonna do the Beetle Flight. You literally just fly the Beetle to the Skyview Crystal.
Oh, okay, that's smart, yeah.
Yeah, you can just slash the rock. I didn't know that until recently, either. I think I did it by accident recently.
And hey, Link is just in front of Skyview, like that, you know? Just casually teleport in front of Skyview, why not?
Teleportation. The power of teleporting.
Yeah, so we're gonna see Deer entering Skyview right now.
Has anyone checked both Spiral Charge Rocks? I don't know which Spiral Charge Rock 64 is on that has the Gus Bellows. Is that the one near Lumpy or the one near Lineru Pillar?
I don't know.
That was the one near Lineru Pillar. No, that was Lumpy. Never mind. I can't see. I'm blind.
Okay, I think Deer is immediately going for the Bit Warp, which I find interesting. Because, like, I don't think it's fastest to do Skyview backwards, at least this early on. I don't even think it's faster in Go mode.
So, very interesting thing about Skyview is that you actually can't go backwards through the first key door in Skyview because it crashes.
That's the problem, right? But so
weird.
So like, especially if you're early game, you'll have to go back to the start and do the front part anyway. So I wouldn't really see, like, it's, I don't know, I wouldn't really see a reason why you do this. But hey, I mean, Deer, I'm not gonna question Deer because, you know,
it's Deer.
I honestly sometimes just feel like he's just on another level of knowledge with how to play randomizers. I don't even know anymore.
Deer is so in Deer's defense, he does not have the digging mitts here, which means the first 2 checks could very well just be dead and Skyview be mitts and scale locked.
Yeah, no, it's entirely possible that, say, if that's the only key location is the digging spot, he'd have to do this anyway. So I can see some way this makes sense, and he's created a crop file, which I think can be good in some situations. I think it definitely sets him up well for potentially doing the C chart RBM, or not the C chart, the Sandship entrance C chart.
It's not actually, because he needs a bit saved new game file, not a corrupt file. Yeah, it's true. Right. Whatever Deer does, it somehow is always the right play.
Yeah.
Lepe's still on Skyloft, so Lepe's gonna be our last person to go to Skyloft, it looks like. Battlecat's leaving the surface. Did he get the... Ooh, this could be very interesting from Battlecats. I know that Battlecat is someone who likes the trick to get the baby rattle check without claw shots. Using Beetle's shop. Oh, we have Beetle and Beetle's shop, which means he should be able to just stop Beetle's shop somewhere nearby, blow away the sand and pick it up with Beetle, even if he can't make the jump.
I honestly don't even know that strat.
You just stop Beetle's ship in the right place and blow the sand from the ship, and then get the item there. We know that it's Bomb Bag, which could be really good. We know that, like, we know where the Lineru tablet is, which is extremely good with Bomb Bag.
Yeah.
Wait, did Leve go to the surface already once and get the baby rattle?
But they're missing the spider and, like, not even doing the spider.
I didn't realize that. So it's very interesting that both Lepe and Battlecats have elected to dip out from Farron here. Well, this isn't the check that gives them the bomb bag. This is the baby rattle check is the check in, like, the bird's nest that you have to blow away the sand for. There's a small key there for Deer, which is interesting.
I love how Deer's doing Skyview 2 strats and Skyview 1. Like, he tried to scout, like, the
I thought you could Skyward track the guy. Maybe he's not as far forward as.
I don't think you can. I don't think he's far forward.
It doesn't really matter. But.
Well, yeah.
Lepe gonna be cleaning up Malara's house here.
Honestly, I think if I was playing the seed, I'd probably be closest to like what Deer is doing right now. Where I'd probably definitely have gone to Farron, quote unquote, early in like the first 10 minutes, and like I would probably do in like Skyward right now. So honestly, I think that kind of Deer is doing stuff with this, but yeah.
I don't know that I would have gone to Skyloft or Farron as early as Deer, but I definitely would have
go like 8
with battle.
Yeah. He did also kind of miss a few hints, right? And it's like, yeah.
Deer, I believe, makes a conscious decision to skip hints from time to time. He's said, I think.
Yeah.
He also doesn't know where all of the hint stones are. He said, which is funny.
Yeah. I think that Deer often does a lot of things that are very similar to Jim this playstyle. In the fact that, he like the first obvious one is that he often goes to surface early. Is like a similar thing we've seen Jimness do as well. But also kind of like, again, he knows how to route places. He kind of dips into places to preserve that kind of checks per minute. And I think that we also see Jimness doing a lot of that as well. So,
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think Jim just checks a lot of checks really fast because he's very fast in general.
I mean, that's true as well. He's very fast.
Deer has logic downloaded into his brain. Deer is the randomizer. So 64 also dipping out of Farron. This is so interesting to me. To see 3 of our runners doing this strange, Deer, no, he doesn't know!
Yeah, Deer, that happened.
Deer, we just talked about... Okay, he realizes.
Yeah. I think if you thought you could do that, that's actually a really good idea to do it backwards, assuming you get the key. But, it's...
Well, Skyview, you can never be key-locked, because there's no combination of keys being placed that would lock you, because if you don't get a key in the second half, you just go back to the first half.
Yeah.
Oh, Deer. Let's see if this is like 10... Let's see if Deer's like 10,000 IQ here to just do Skylock stuff. Oh, he's just gonna leave.
He didn't even check the Deep Wood statue.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Deer.
What was like the first statue he even...
He's gonna have to either get Cube Warp or do the Walk of Shame.
Oh yeah, you can't do the Beetle strat anymore, yeah, because it's already hit.
Because the crystal's already hit.
Well, we first have to walk to it all the way from... Okay, no, he did the viewing platform, so that's not that bad.
Yeah, he has to just go from viewing platform.
I would have laughed even harder if he just hadn't selected any statues, because that's totally something I haven't done.
Yeah, totally not something any of us have ever done.
Yeah. I mean, Deer is kind of recovering from this. Assuming he gets Cube Warp, it should be somewhat smooth.
Yeah, he'll be okay.
Yeah.
This is an excuse to check... So, I don't know if that actually uses his key or not, which could be a problem for him.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, because he never has to use the key, because he opened the gate, so... The second small key is completely worthless to him here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I think that the biggest brain thing to do, again, as you say, would have just, as you're at Skyloft, just do all the Skyloft stuff, and then come back to here.
So we got a ballad. Yeah. Interesting. Ballad. Okay. So now with Ballad, I definitely think we see Battle Cat to go to the Thunderhead since he knows its way to the hero. Even though he only gets like 2 checks here. We haven't seen our Levi's hint yet. So it'll be interesting. I don't know what Lepe is doing.
I mean, he's mad at the ground, obviously. Okay, yeah, sword can be found somewhere. And Linnea Mine's pretty much...
First time shift stone. That's a decent hint. So that could be very interesting if Deer doesn't go to Thunderhead immediately.
Yeah. Actually, no, Deer could do early Thunderhead right here, right now, because he has Skyview open.
I don't think we'll see anyone go for early Thunderhead. I think even...
I mean,
Lepe is going for this trick. Let's go.
I mean, I would probably do early Thunderhead because like at least in Deer's situation, because it's like it's convenient that like it like skips a kind of flying to Skyloft, and also you open away the hero area. So
The thing is
I
that
don't
you
know.
don't know what it's going to be Way of the Hero for.
Yeah.
There are totally situations where Way of the Hero items are just completely worthless. Like, this isn't one of those, a great example of a seed where that could happen because, key pieces is like
Oh yeah,
the number one
in
example.
Earth Temple, I'd probably be a little bit more kind of scared of doing something like this. But in this seed, I guess it would make more sense. I think.
I had an Earth Temple seed last night where I tried to, like, outbrain the logic of the seed with the Way of the Hero hints and got punished for it. So I was like, okay, I have 3 Way of the Hero locations in Lanayru. I had Mines, Lanayru Desert, and,
Go on.
come on, Lepe, come on.
Yeah, well, I guess that's another dynamic the hints adds. Is that sometimes you can kind of rely too heavily on the hints and be punished for it, especially like an Earth Temple seed where you just kind of get debated key pieces.
There we go. Good job, Lepe.
So even though the hints are definitely very useful, you still kind of have to play random in a similar sense to like not fall into the trap of like following hints and stuff.
Now that's a cool trick. It's been a long time since we've seen anyone use that trick. I don't think we've actually ever seen anyone do it.
I just straight up didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a logic trick. You can enable it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Battlecat's struggling a little bit here.
Oh yeah, Battlecat's doing this right.
I knew that Battlecats would go for it based on his play here, because he recently did a seed with this trick in logic, so I know that he knows how to do it. And
yeah,
feels capable of it.
I need to also just get on with like the glitch logic stuff. I haven't done anything with that. Or like the trick logic or whatever.
Yeah. Tricks are fun. I've played with tricks a few times. I think even just like turning on a handful of tricks like fence hop and that kind of stuff is fun.
Yeah, I think in like a practicing sense, it'll force you to know a lot of the strats, like the strats, because it can like again be in logic. It's not like
it's very good for practice, even if like the seeds you run don't have competitively don't have them enabled, because some of them give you a big advantage. Like that gives our runners a huge advantage in Baron.
Yeah.
Because there are a couple bomb lock checks, and it's very good to not have to orphan them. But the question is the time investment worth it? Because you have to kind of make a suboptimal trip back to Skyloft because you don't know what you'll get. I am quite surprised that we're not seeing Battlecats go to Way of the Hero Thunderhead yet.
I love how Deer is just straight up just going to the boss, not even going for 2 eyes.
Deer really doesn't like Skyview. He's been cursed by it like twice, he's said, and he therefore will never touch Skyview ever again in his life, he's said. Which, maybe he's gonna get punished for that today. But
yeah, I mean, Deer has had a lucky streak with like everything being the correct decision and like every single weekly you've done. So I don't know, maybe this is the week that the streak ends.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing about Deer's play, or about Lepe and Battlecats' play here, to skip the use of the need for claw shots there, is that one, there's a hint stone that you need claw shots there to get as well on that waterfall island that you used to dive, and B, anything that's bomb locked cannot have claw shots. So
I don't know why 64 is using the Skyward strike.
Yeah, 64 just use the. I guess it's faster than the beetle if he can do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Disney should only have to raise the water once if he elects to not get the 2 eyes check. Nice spider rolls. I need to learn how to do those.
Basically clean spider rolls.
I didn't see the first one. That second one was pretty good.
Yeah, they're both pretty cool.
Roy's courage behind the rock, but we know that that's dead. I assume it was for his courage that Lepe got. It is very interesting that Battlecats is electing to do, and Lepe both appear to be electing to do Slingshot here, even though they could theoretically skip Machi by completing Skyview. I don't know, just a kind of strange play, in my opinion. Another sword.
We already know where like 2 of the 3 swords are.
We know where 2 of the 4 are, but we know where 2 of the 3 are.
I found that a lot of like seeds recently have just not been sword hunts.
I also have noticed that.
But yeah, like I swear, like I don't know if it's just hints or just anything, but I swear you've seen like a lot less sword hunts recently.
I mean, it's very likely that this seed wasn't a sword hunt because of Thunderhead Way of the Hero. Statistically, it's going to be Isle of Song. Given that there's only 1 or 2 other checks, one of which can't be the Way of the Hero check. So
yeah.
Battlecat's missing lobster roll, DQ'd SMH.
Also, I think it was in, I can't remember which seed this was in, or if this was in like any major seed, or if it's just out of practice. But I remember like I was in like Skyview once, and I got a key, but it was like the caves key, and it wasn't the Skyview key. It was like the caves key, and I found that quite interesting. It's like, oh, a key, oh, it's for the caves.
That's really interesting because you used to be able, like, if you see a key in the back half, on the freestanding item, you could just skip it. But now, if you don't have caves key,
dear, stop! You're giving me a heart attack.
Oh no, dear! He saved at the statue, right?
I think so. I wasn't quite paying attention to what he did. Okay,
dear! Please.
He's using the runaway strategy, which I mean, hey, it's working, I guess, on 2 hearts.
Dear!
I was gonna do it again.
Dear, why? Dear, just counter it.
He doesn't have shield. Oh my god, okay.
You don't have the shield bash.
And breathe. Yeah, well, a lot of people don't know how to like consistently counter, because like some people like constantly do it say one way, and that won't work all the time. Yeah. I mean, hey, it worked, so you know, now we can breathe again. Okay, so we kind of have
I think that was a Song of the Hero piece from Battlecast there.
I think it was as well.
See what the heart container is? It's just a monster horn.
Yeah, nice.
I wonder if that's the one monster horn in the pool or a semi-rare treasure.
Well, see from the other one, that's definitely
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we have all our runners on the...
wrapping up the slingshot check here for Nehru's Wisdom, which we know is also useless, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we know that, yeah, it's like a half piece or something.
We've seen Nehru and Farron trial hints. We have not seen... Skyview, Skyloft, and Elden trial hints yet. So there's still a lot of hints to go.
Someone in chat asked if like trials are always hinted. Yes, trials are always hinted, as long with Levias. I think also Sparrow, Owlin, top of LMF.
Those are all
50.
Those are all sometimes hints. But
okay.
You know, our sometimes list is not big enough, nor is our always list. So with our current hint settings, you actually get every location every time. But yeah, it's also Betro 70, both Betro 70 and the Betro 80 rewarder are always hints, but they are disabled in these settings, so you can't get a hint from them anyway. You'll never get a hint for a non-progress location.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like, along with, like, I think most mini games are hints normally, and also some goddess.
Yeah, I believe all of the mini games are always hints, since they're just significant time investments. Lepe's struggling with cube orb here. I don't like this camera angle from Lepe. It's a little scary. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I honestly, I'm kind of one of those people, like, I've just had a mental block with cube warp recently. I think a lot of people, for some reason, are having the same as well.
Yeah,
He's gonna die.
We talked about that last night on when I was doing my seed. Someone missed cube warp. I think it was your average Link, who's also running today, but not being featured on the restream. Not knowing to do the beetle. Lepe is the one who like pioneered that beetle strat, I think. But
I don't know, maybe just not think of it or something.
Yeah, it's totally easy to overlook, but yeah. Everyone seems to be having issues with cube warp lately. Deer missed it first time. Let's see if Battle Cats will get it. I don't know if 64 got it. That was good from Battle Cats. Yeah, that was a very clean cube warp from Battle Cats. So.
Yeah. I feel like with the Void one, you might as well just use the Beetle on 64 screen. Especially if you miss it. That also is not that great. Yeah, Fair and Trial is useless, as we think.
I mean, 64 is someone who should be getting these strats most of the time, but I think he missed it again.
I mean, it's quite easy to miss it. Just if you like, just do it a little bit too early.
Oh no, he got that one. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably still. I feel like the time it takes to void out and stuff is slower than just using the Beetle. Also, nice vines, by the way. I swear, vines are the hardest part of this game.
Vines and ladders and doors are the hardest part of this entire video game.
It doesn't matter how good you are, those are the three things you always fail from time to time.
Yeah. Doors just don't work half the time because, you know, you'd think that you could be, like, anywhere near the door in order to,
yeah.
to do it, or to trigger it, but, like, that is not the case.
Honestly, yeah, I mean, doors for me aren't that bad anymore, but that's only because I've spent years drilling it into my muscle memory that you have to be, like, right in front of the door.
Right in front of, like, the dead center of the door.
Yeah. And then there's, like, you know, vines and ladders, which, you know, I think anyone always struggles with, because, you know, they're dumb.
This game, so, I was talking about it, I think, with Jazznick last night. This game has a really strange camera issue where judging depth, distance, and angle can be very, very difficult sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just something you kind of have to learn every time.
There's something really, like, it's not like an issue with the game, it's just something that's really weird about the way the camera works.
Mm.
I mean, I know that, like, I'm definitely, like, a mid-tier runner in terms of, like, general movement skill. I just don't do a lot of, like, the very little things that add up, mostly because I just don't know them. But I'm working on learning them. And, like, you know, like, I just miss rolls and stuff all the time, like, trying to grab ladders and that kind of stuff all the time, just because I think I'm gonna be in one place and I just end up somewhere else completely.
Yeah, also left again quite good spider on Battle Cat's kind of failing it a little bit.
Lepe, I think, with an interesting spider roll there, because he got a hop out of that. I don't know if Gear was checking his treasure collection or having calibration. Okay, nice, like, clip there from Battle Cats. He kind of clipped to the side on that spider roll. There's some really interesting properties of collision in this game, because this game is very solid except for back in time. There's a couple of minor glitches and tricks that we use, like fence hop that we mentioned earlier, that I imagine we'll see someone do after Skyview to get a hint stone and a free autologic check.
Yeah, I know that, like, it used to be that the doing the fence hop didn't make that much sense, but now with the hint stone it makes a lot more sense, I think.
Yeah, with the hint stone, the value proposition is completely changed. Lepe, I think, forgetting that he doesn't have mitts here. So Lepe is now hard committed to having to come back to Skyview with scale and mitts if that becomes the case.
I mean, what is it? Do we know what's it? Is it like? Do we know it's just a small key, or do we just have no idea what it is?
I don't know. I don't know where the other small keys are.
Well, I mean, the first
does not
one is...
appear to have a small key, which means I think it has to be a small key, actually. Unless it's in 2 eyes, I'm not sure though.
Also, I just want to point out that I love the fact that the spider takes 2 hits to kill. With the goddess sword, it's like one of the most annoying things ever, because it's like, you know, you'll hit it, and then he swings back, and he's just like, no you, and then it's, you know... I don't know, I just find it a little bit irritating, especially with like something like the longsword. You can just kind of stab them once and they're dead.
Well, the longsword deals double damage, so it makes sense. So we're not seeing any... Ooh, 64 going for early Thunderhead, it looks like.
I feel like if I were doing this, that's something I would do early Thunderhead, because it's like, okay, it's not a slow RBM. Like, it's like...
literally, like, this setup is literally the fastest possible instance of reverse Bay Magic.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
So the interesting thing here is that our runners didn't get anything from Skyview, as far as I can tell.
Would it also make sense to like bit save and then do early Thunderhead, like how you do in old any %? Because then you'd skip the going.
It depends. I think 64 is going back to Farron Woods here.
Actually, I think if you would do that, that would actually make sense.
If you were not going back to, if you were planning to go back to Skyloft, then yes. But 64 wants that hint stone. This chest, I guess, so this is actually quite smart from 64 to not have checked these yet, as he's going back. So, quite smart, actually. Rare treasure there, since we know that that was a golden skull for someone else.
Good deal.
So, a really interesting thing about the way this game works is that, so things like rare treasures and semi-rare treasures are randomized as treasures and not a specific instance of the treasure. So what treasure you get from a chest like that is actually determined based on your RNG seed in game, which is why we see runners getting different rewards from chests from time to time.
Also, we see Leopard doing behind 3 eyes, which I don't think we've seen from any other runner so far.
I definitely agree with doing this now.
Do we know if it's like a map or anything?
Your projectile access to Skyview is Beetle.
Yeah.
This could very well be claw shots for bomb bags, since we know where Lanayru tablet is.
I mean, don't we know this? Don't we know this is the map or something? I feel like we do.
I feel like we haven't seen the map. Well, map could be in digging spots, so I think that's probably what Leopard is going for.
Yeah. Did we
it's
see
a 50-50 as far as I know.
Did we see a key behind 2 eyes?
2 eyes was a key, someone said.
Okay. Yeah, so that could be. So yeah, honestly, the Leopard's play makes. If Leopard makes the good play here, then he would definitely be a lead against people like Deer, who just straight up just. Okay, well, I mean, if there's anything in Skyview, then Deer is kind of going to be a bit more behind. And yeah, Deer's about to get his second of 4 swords. Only 3 are required. Yeah, so again, Deer getting the white sword, which doesn't really do much apart from the long sword, but hey, looks cool.
I really like this play from Deer to go get the second sword. I don't know if you mentioned that specifically, because it unlocks the rest of Thunderhead.
Yeah.
Is that a heart piece for Lepe? Or was it the map?
I didn't see actually. I don't think it was the map. I think it was the map I'd probably noticed. I don't know. We can have people in chat verify.
Yes, I didn't see it either. Thanks, Jack. Helpful as always. Okay, looks like Lepe has avoided that keys, but has a bad angle there.
Yeah,
I think Lepe might be having calibration issues, maybe, with that sword slash. I can't quite tell.
yeah. I mean, either way, the result is the same. Where it's like behind the eyes and digging spot. We know are both useless. Pretty much.
Tells me to look at deer as soon as I saw what Lepe got. Fair point, chat. Fair point. I feel like we've been checkmated here on comms.
You think? Leper. Oh, good leper.
Oh, Lepe, why?
You know, you could just hang down and go down that way, but no, you
or
just have
throw a bomb.
to go. Yeah.
Since you do have a bomb bag.
Yeah. Deer checking the shop now, and he should be able to one hit. He has 300.
64 picking the wrong text option there. He should have picked the left one, SMH. Not a big deal because instant text, but... There's Wisdom, which we know is junk. So we're not... Oh, we're seeing this hint stone from 64. Laneru, Way of the Hero, and Gratitude Crystals on Metro 40. That's actually really good to know because it means we need one less set of Gratitude Crystals, so 5 less.
Yeah.
I think the bigger deal is knowing that the Laneru region is Way of the Hero, like the Laneru Desert region specifically, I should say. Yeah, we're hunting for 45 crystals, not 50 now. Which is really quite good to know. Alright, so Deer here with, I believe, the white sword. Yes, he does have white sword according to his tracker. Which means, and heading to Thunderhead, which means he will get to full cleared except for Levias. Because he doesn't have soup, and I assume that he's just electing to skip Levias at this point. Until we get the hint, at least. So I wonder if he's going to go for the hint first or directly for Isla's song. Personally, I like to go around the Thunderhead kind of clockwise, starting at the Gossip Stone near Bug Heaven, and then going to Isla's song and then doing this check. But the counterclockwise method is just as good.
Yeah, I think I just do counterclockwise because I'm much more familiar with that. Because when I started thinking about routing Thunderhead, the hints weren't a thing, so it's just like,
I mean, I just changed my mouse whatever because I like to see the hint because it's close. So the thing about that hint is that if it contains the Levias hint, you're closer to Thunderhead exit to just turn around and go back for soup.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Actually, yeah.
It's pretty minor because you're the same distance away, regardless of if you start or end there. But it just feels better to not have to orphan Levias, knowing that it's good.
Yeah.
So, certainly, Deer, do you not know the Isla song pattern?
I think you just messed it up slightly.
Deer, no. Did he push it one too far on the end?
No, I think he just, he had the wrong, he slashed the wrong stone, so he didn't have, like, the right things up.
I was trying to see if I recognized the bad pattern, because, like, I know a couple of the bad patterns from just screwing it up myself. Also, I didn't know you could hold Z here and do that.
Well, you
also,
can.
you're getting a swaggy one-frame backflip to skip a cutscene. This doesn't have the same strat as everyone else. Ah, yes, doing the suboptimal puzzle solution. Genius. In before Deer actually discovered a more optimal puzzle solution, and we've all been idiots this whole time.
I feel like that's just how Deer works. That he does different solution, different method, but has the same answer. That's like the definition of Deer.
Fire
Okay,
shield, claw shots.
Claw shots. Were they Neighbor's wisdom or Din's power?
They're wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay, right. Oh yeah.
No, they might have been power.
Oh yeah, power. Yeah. Okay.
So white sword required for claw shots? Depending on where the other two swords are, that could mean that the two sword upgrades here are way of the hero.
Okay, so basically we learned that Deer kind of dipping from Lanera not doing any out of logic checks ended up being kind of genius here.
Well, no, in Deer's situation, I probably would have done exactly the same thing. Or I should say, if I was running the scene, I probably would have done exactly the same thing.
I probably wouldn't have, but hey, that's just me.
I would, because knowing that there's a sword on that check, I probably would have done mines, like the first check. Like
yeah. I think most people would.
Mines and left from.
Yeah. I think at the very least most people would do that because it kind of like mind is very annoying to do twice, and just doing it even out of logic normally makes you not do it twice unless behind statue is a thing and you don't have like wheel or bombs. In that case, that's just annoying.
Yeah. Chad has put it well. You hint a sword location and tell me Thunderhead is way of the hero. I'm getting basically a free sword upgrade before going to Thunderhead.
Yeah.
So it is almost certainly the claw shots that is hinting for way of the hero, by the way.
Unless it could be like fire shield earrings or something ridiculous, I don't know.
Fire shield earrings way of the hero. Whoops. Oh yeah, Deer tactically skipping the hidden stone in Thunderhead.
Wait, actually, I could put like the spoiler log up because I'm not even racing and I can.
I mean, I don't like doing the spoiler log during restream, just personally. But...
Well, yeah, actually, yeah, that's kind of true because it's like I kind of know what's coming and it's like, yeah.
Later, I would like to look and see if the swords are way of the hero. So it looks like 64 is going to be doing something similar to Deer because he did early Thunderhead and then didn't go to Thunderhead. So definitely a good call on his part. Have we seen someone turn in Paros crystals yet? Do we know what's on that to see if 64 is gonna just completely skip that bottle chain here?
I don't know what Paros crystal was. I mean, yeah, Oriel was bad, so yeah. I didn't see what Paros crystal was.
The Battle Cat's, I believe, the last to finish Skyview here. So it looks like all of our runners are doing the smart play. 64 is skipping a check in mine, which I don't like, personally.
Which one's he skipping?
He's skipping the statue check, so he doesn't have bombs. He's not able to get it.
Well, yeah.
Okay, technically he is able to get it. There is an RBM that we theorize is possible. I don't know if anyone's ever confirmed that it's possible.
I didn't even know that was a thing you could do. But yeah.
Yeah, back in like the very early days. There's a bottle on Fire Shield or on Elden Trial, and that was a Skyloft hint. I didn't see what it was though.
I think it was like a gold rupee at something.
So Deer is going to get his bomb bag here. Ah yes, the Potion Lady gold rupee. Well, 64 is doing mines without bombs here, so. So yeah, I don't really know. So 64 here is kind of being punished for not having gotten bombs and not dipping. I like the play of not dipping, but I think that 64 is being punished because he doesn't have bomb bag, because he's going to orphan an extra check in mines that he's never going to want to go back for. do wonder if it's worth making Baby Rattle a specifically hinted location in order to facilitate the early like the getting it with Beetle's airshop way. Well, that's always fun. We have seen 2 parts of Song of the Hero, right, so far?
Yeah, just 2 parts, I think. We haven't seen...
I think we've seen Fire and Water.
Yeah, pretty much, I think.
Not that it really matters. Oh, Battle Cats, you idiot. Why? You know there's a sword. Why would you do this, dude?
Honestly, I probably would do this, actually.
Because he's now orphaned the last check in Isla Song.
Well, yeah, I mean, he'll probably naturally do it anyway after Linearu, if he's going to Linearu anyway.
I genuinely don't like this play.
Well, okay, well, of course we have the hindsight of claw shots being there, right?
Well, yeah, but the thing is that, you know, in what world do you not try to one-trip a Way of the Hero area?
Yeah, I guess.
It's one of those things where it just doesn't make sense to me, regardless of hindsight. So 64 really breaking logic here with a break slide to skip Temple of Time, which skips the need for Claw Shots or Hook Beetle to access the second half of Linearu. Deer back in Farron. I don't think I commented on that, so this is interesting. I don't know if Deer has seen the Way of the Hero Sandship hint, but like, oh, I guess he's still looking for 50 crystals, or 45 technically. So, I wonder what Sandship has that's Way of the Hero. Water Dragon scale inside of the Great Tree, so hard required use of Claw Shots there to get that. We might see Deer go do Fence Hop now.
Yeah, Deer's having Death Warping, so there's that.
He got knocked down, so Death Warping is better, but it is faster to just kill the Deku Baba and run out. Unless he's specifically Death Warping back to the top for some reason, because it makes his movement better. But...
yeah. Alright, I have to go for like 5 seconds. Yeah.
So we're seeing some interesting checks here from 64. He knows where Bomb Bag is. I don't know why he's putting off getting it. I'm assuming he doesn't know the trick to get it with Beetle, but he also now has White Sword and knows that Thunderhead is Way of the Hero. So I don't know if, like, 64 is consciously trying to outplay other runners, or if he's just not considering the hints in the same way that I am. I'm just really not sure what's going on with 64 here. Because, like, 64 is usually very good at, or it usually feels like 64 is quite good at, like, getting a read on logic and, like, interpreting some stuff. But he might just be a little rusty. It's been a while since he's done Skyward Sword Rando. Yeah, that's the other thing, is that hints do have logic. So the reason that bombs were on those hint stones is because bombs are logically required to reach a lot of these other hint stones. I guess something else that 64 could be thinking about is Linearu Way of the Hero. Like, I don't think we've seen anything that can be Way of the Hero in Linearu from 64 yet. Right, the 64 dipping now with White Shirt. I assume he's going to go to Thunderhead here. Leve also doing these break slides to skip it. Break slides are kind of like super slides in other Zelda games if you're familiar with those. Basically, we go from holding forward to holding ESS down in a single frame by using home buffering, and Z targeting as well. I don't remember that. Which maintains our speed, especially in Sing Sam. So, very good form of movement there. Technically, brake sliding, like rolling and then brake sliding is the optimal form of movement, but it's just not human viable. So a task would like roll, brake slide, roll, brake slide, roll, brake slide, and could basically just recover a lot of stamina by doing that to extend movement, and it maintains its rolling speed for much longer because of ESS.
Yeah, well, for it to like save time, it has to be much more precise than just kind of holding roughly ESS down to be very specifically.
Yeah, so the amount of speed, like the rate that you lose speed on a brake slide is like directly proportional to how close to ESS you are, like to perfect ESS, where perfect ESS is like, you know, exactly outside the dead zone on the control stick. At least I think it is. It feels like it is. There is a sweet spot for brake slides, and ESS on the nunchucks feels a lot more lenient than it does on other controllers. I find myself pretty easily able to get brake slides in this, but I find it significantly more challenging to get recognizable ESS, for example, in Ocarina of Time. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if brake sliding can be done in SSHD in a couple weeks. Alright, so 64 getting his claw shots here. Not looking particularly amused. Accidentally checking the statue, but whatever. Ah, yes, a key piece. Perfectly important for this seed.
Yeah, I think like all our runners are kind of doing their own thing right now.
Yeah, Deer's taking advantage of his lead. Deer has a very sizable lead, it feels like.
Yeah, again.
Oh, I didn't see that what the Thunderhead hint had. I wasn't looking at 64 screen. Deer finding the hook beetle. That's huge.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's very, 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 very good for Deer. That means he has access to Lanayru Mining Facility. Levias is a semi-rare treasure. Okay, so our runners will not be doing Levias. So Thunderhead is considered full clear for all of our runners, except for Battle Cats here. So Deer showing off some god tier routing here. I can't decide if Deer is just getting lucky or if like there is something going on in his brain that we just are that us mere mortals are too lowly to comprehend.
Yeah.
Because like on paper, like so like Deer has not been playing this seed super wackily.
Yeah.
But there's been a couple of strange plays that have paid off really well, and they seem to consistently pay off for Deer. But you know, more power to him. I like seeing the weird plays. It makes commentary a lot more interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Deer just has the spoiler log in his brain or something. I don't know.
Deer has learned to perfectly comprehend Python's random number generator, so he can replicate every seed perfectly. You know, we joke about this, but Deer is a very good rando player. There's like no way around it.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it does generate a completely different seed if spoiler log is set to on, but currently we do run with spoilers on for weeklies because this is still a dev version of the randomizer that we're running on, and if anything is broken, as it has been relatively recently, we've had a couple of logic issues lately, we do need to be able to debug them. Yes, LF is indeed full clearable.
Instead of Way of the Hero, we should just have Way of the Deer.
Way of the Deer! You've heard of Watt, now get ready for Watt did. It's a very good question. Oh, Bo! This could be the Kit Kat seed with Bo in the first, like, the only accessible check in Sandship.
If it will be, I'll be slightly mad that I'm not playing.
So the thing is that, like, that's a very good question. What is left? It could be a sword, in which case we know that TMS is vanilla, because a Way of the Hero Master Sword can never be Way of the Hero without a vanilla TMS.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's Bow. Oh, it could be Whip in Sandship as well if Treasure Room is required. Harp as well, yeah, we do need Harp. I did forget about that. So, okay, so 64 is not going to be punished for skipping that chest in Mines. But it's probably weighing on him in the back of his mind about that, so...
You might go back and check that anyway, as well, which is entirely possible.
Whip on TMS, yeah, Whip on True Master Sword check is completely possible.
I think it happened as well, in like, if it was a Sandship seed or just any seed, I saw like Whip on TMS.
Yeah, it has happened before. It happened in the tourney with a Sandship seed, which was insane. And neither runner got baited by it, because that's like a worst case scenario Whip location, because Whip can be required for Sandship, so you could be like just led to last location Sandship and just complete the dungeon without Whip.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting to see what Deer does here, because we do need more crystals in order to access Sandship. Let me triggering Alan here for the Alan.
Okay, yeah. There's the Bow on Battlecat, so rip.
Alright, so we know it's not Bow in Sandship.
Rip this being an actually good seed.
Yeah, okay, so Fire Shield Earrings check is a bottle. I think we saw that hint. The thing is, Ruby Tablet and Sandship leading to what? Because there's no required Elden dungeon. To unlock 2 swords is also possible, but yes, 2 swords in Elden would be insane. We also haven't seen any myths yet, which is interesting for Elden. It could also very well be like Elden somewhere and then myths as way the hero to unlock 2 swords or something. I don't know. Logic be weird sometimes. Logic does what Logic wants to do, basically. The thing is that, the Sandship Way of the Hero hint doesn't impact LMF. You know that Sandship is Way of the Hero, so there's a good reason to gamble on just go-moding LMF in advance.
I feel like it could only... it could be Harp, I guess, in Sandship.
Yeah, Harp is, like, the last really... like, objectively Way of the Hero item.
It's gonna be Harp or Sword at this point, really.
But getting Way of the Hero's swords is really interesting.
Yeah.
I believe we still have another Way of the Hero hint to find, because we've had, what? Lanayru, Sandship, Thunderhead, Sky...
Yeah,
I don't know what else we've seen. That bow is probably the Lanayru Way of the Hero check.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Alright, Lepe at 50 crystals, so Lepe the first person to get, C-Chart here.
Yeah.
Very, very good from Lepelog here. So it's very interesting because Lepe doesn't have scale yet, which means he doesn't have Hook Beetle. I wonder if we'll see a Hook Beetle hint. This seed's crystals have been all over the place. I had no idea who has how many crystals, so it's easiest to just, like, see when they go to Betro. Oh, hey, look, 5 more crystals, so our runners were actually only looking for 40 crystals. Got him. Pranked. Do we have 7 pouch slots on someone's screen right now, I think, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, I think with like cheap shops being enabled, you get a lot. You get a lot of adventure pouches as well.
I mean, there are 5 pouch upgrades, or pouches shuffled in. Well, 4, because we start with 1, but yeah. This seed has the makings of a really fast seed. Because of hints, exclusively.
But I feel like if there's a spoiler log, this could be one of like the fastest seeds. Okay, well, I mean, spoiler log are fast anyway, but yeah.
64, I believe, has 35 crystals according to his, or going by his tracker. I can't quite make out the number on the commentary page. I think it's a 35.
It looks like 35.
Oh,
yeah.
he's up to 50. Wait, he has 50, but he doesn't have C chart? Oh, he got C chart. Okay, I didn't see him get C chart. That's why. Because he now has 50 marked on his tracker, but he does not have C chart marked. I hope he did actually get C chart and didn't. Okay, he did just pick up chart. Okay. Four screens is a lot to keep track of. But did he re-talk to Betro? I didn't see him re-talk after picking up the 50th crystals. Okay. I kind of like this play from Lepe, even though we know that Allen crystals will be hinted. It's a reason to come back, which means he's going to get Scale and get Hook Beetle, which kind of levels the playing field between Deer and Lepe a little bit.
Mm.
That scale, that claw-locked, that hard claw-locked scale in tree, leading back to a beetle in that shed chest is really, like, is going to be a bottleneck point in this seed.
Mm.
I can't see the trackers on the commentary page, so I'm relying on runners trackers. So I don't even know that Leve's is that beetle was mistracked. Yeah, they all got beetle. They were all forced to pick up a beetle. Alright, so Leve will get Scale here. It will be very interesting to see if he goes for Lake Floria, because I don't think did we see Dio do Lake Floria? I think we did. He did, because he got the Lanayru Way, the hero hit.
Yeah.
I believe Deer will be getting bow here. Yeah, that was the bow chest.
Yeah, so I think all our runners are Amber Tablet at this point.
Yeah, Lebe should have Amber Tablet.
Yeah.
Actually, Lebe has to have Amber Tablet because he has the sword from...
Yeah.
Yeah. Lepe lets you to Death Warp there. When you're on 2 hearts, it's kind of just a crapshoot. Whether you Death Warp or just run out. Anything more than that, and it's optimal to just kill the Baba and run. Alright, so Battlegat's finally getting his claw shots. Honestly, Battlegat isn't that far behind, all things considered. Yes, Deer needs Sword and Harp to be in full go mode. Well, dungeon go mode, I should say. Oh yeah, whip. I always forget that whip requirement.
Yeah, we still haven't seen any. Still haven't seen a whip from any of the runners.
Yeah, if Battlecat does stuff fast enough, he could do some catch him. Does Deer have Slingshot? I don't even know anymore. He does have it on his personal tracker. So I believe Lake Florio is just junk.
I think so as well, yeah.
But here's hoping Lepe will get his Hook Beetle soon. Some of the hero is now complete. Who finished Song of the Hero? I did not see it. My guess is 64. It was 64. Okay. That's 6 pouches for Lepe. Also, Lepe picked up Glittering Spores, which is really minor, but it means he doesn't have an empty bottle if he needs one in the future. I believe we'll see 64 buy a shield here as well. Yeah. Not buying us. How much is a Sacred Shield? Is it 500 rupees?
I don't even know. I never really bought a Sacred Shield. I haven't bought a Sacred Shield in years.
Yeah, right. I wonder if we should make buy a Sacred Shield a bingo goal. We need to play bingo again sometime. Max's Sacred Shield. I quite like Rando Bingo. I also quite like Bingo in general, but Rando Bingo is one of those things that it's, you know, it's very hit or miss because, you know, you get a linear seed and suddenly the board doesn't mean anything. One of our practice runs for Bingo-thon ended up doing that, where it was literally just like a race to find 40 crystals and get Petro 40 for Bo to open Beetle's shop, which had literally everything we needed to complete multiple rows on the board. Why is Battlecats upset? He's gonna get his seed chart. Battlecat's angry about his seed chart pickup. Unless he ended up with more than 50 crystals as a result. Also, a minor thing is that we can get dowsing in Randomizer with just the white sword, which is a modification to the base game because in the base game it's actually like the completion flag for completing the Sandship dungeon, which is the same as getting the white sword, but not in Rando, obviously. You saw, I believe we saw Lepe get it earlier as well, but we just saw Battle Cats get it. You can use that to douse a couple of checks to skip doing them, specifically freestanding items for crystals. I don't believe crystal dowsing works for chests. So nice door sync. What is Battle Cats doing? He's gonna get treasure dowsing? Speaking of getting dowsing options. It looks like Deer's gonna get his C chart here. Extra heart container. Right. Extra heart containers are always nice because we have to do the Has Deer completed all of the nodes at this point?
I think.
If so, he still has a bit of a sizable lead with Hope Beetle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does Lepe have bow?
I don't think he does. No, still.
If so, Lepe's making a slight
No, he
mistake if he goes to Sand Sea.
Yeah, he doesn't have bow, at least not on the actual tracker.
Okay, 64 does have his C chart marked on his personal tracker, so he does know it. Yeah, 64 and Battle Cats not having scale is really bad for them. Also, I didn't read the, Okay, so Leve is going back to deserts. This is good. Baby Crystals is gratitude, and Beetle's first 100 rupee item is just a dead...
Meanwhile, Deer missing pictures was on, or wishing pictures was on.
Deer made a name for himself in the tourney by beating Exto by rushing Beatrice in like the first 10 minutes of a seed.
Yeah.
So he's a bit disappointed that Beatrice is turned off in this iteration of our race settings. Nice void from Lepe. Oh. Everyone gets accidentally shooting Skipper. I've never seen someone do that.
Yeah, me.
Mostly because most people like to use like claw shots to hit that.
Yeah.
I don't know if like it's faster to use slingshot. I doubt it.
I mean, you naturally have claw shots anyway, equipped from what.
Yeah, that's true. I'm thinking in no bit. Like, what would you do in the vanilla game? I think it's just claw shots because you have them equipped.
Yeah, I've never done anything other than claw shots, honestly.
In rando, that's usually what I do as well. I believe Lepe will be getting his bow momentarily. It's not this chest. I don't remember which node it was in. I just remember it was in one of the nodes. The nodes all look the same on the inside, so it's really hard to tell which node they're in unless you're paying attention like really closely.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks like Lepe might elect to Death Warp here at the end of the node. Nice 60th gratitude crystals for Deer. So Deer is headed to Sandship here. I kind of quite like this play, honestly, because it gives him a lot of knowledge about the layout of the seed. And I think that go-moding LMF is a lot better than go-moding Sandship. Although go-moding Sandship does mean Tantalus skip. However, that said, unless you are in true go mode with the way the hero Sandship, you would never in a million years do Tantalus skip. Also, we haven't seen any of our runners set up Tantalus skip.
Yeah. That's actually that's interesting actually. Like I'm pretty sure at least Deer and Deer and Leper have the crystals to do that.
Everyone has crystals to do it. They just have to spawn the crystals in bit. It's just fast because you know they've been in Lineru, so just push the minecart and check desert entrance and save and quit. I'm going to assume that your average Link, one of our other runners who's off restream, is going to have done it. We might get the chance to talk with him later. Is Tantalus slower now? What do you mean, Arm? Tantalus is always slow. There's nothing we can do to speed it up, unfortunately.
So we have Deer entering Sandship, so we'll see if there's anything in the first chest, which should be great. I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter at this point because I think.
I mean, Deer is bow, so I doubt we'll see the chest.
They have bow, yeah. So yeah, there was no dipping in Sandship for one chest, which I am very sad about.
Battlecat taking advantage of the treasure dazzling. I like the play. It's just it's a little unusual, but. So we'll be seeing a bunch of new tracks from Deer here momentarily. So it'll be very interesting to see what is Way of the Hero in Sancho. Because, you know, we know it's Way of the Hero, but, like, the only things that are left that we could find would be swords, a tablet, or something like a fetch quest item. So I think we're still missing Beetle's Beetle, Colin's letter, digging mitts, but whip is still possibly. Oh, and harp, of course. Won't whip be an LMF probably? There's a good chance that whip is just in Sandship, honestly. I've seen whip in this chest right here that Deer is checking on multiple occasions. And by that I mean at least twice. So we have passed the 130 mark, which means in about 20 to 30 minutes we should be like approaching the point where we can clearly see a winner for the seed, but harp is only kinda required. Oof. Battlecat's being mugged by Skipper's shack. The shack is sentient and mugged him. So yeah, so Deer's options here are really quite limited because he doesn't have whip, unfortunately for him.
Yeah.
Battlecats is doing Sandsea first, which I don't hate. Mugged again! Back to back. It's one of those things where, like, it sucks if you have to do it, and it sucks even more if it doesn't pay off for Battlecats here. But it sucks if you don't do it and you ended up having to do it, so you kind of are just in a lose-lose situation. Still no Way of the Hero items for Deer. I still think we're missing some of our Way of the Hero hints. I don't know where they are. Where they could be. I guess they could be in Sandsea, they could be on Temple of Time statue, which we probably won't see anyone go get unless they finish LMF first.
Yeah, we haven't seen like LMF from Deer, which is kind of surprising. I thought he would like done it by now, but he's.
No, I gotta say I like this play from Deer, assuming he has seen the Sandship Way of the Hero hint, because it's just the smarter play in terms of knowledge. Battlecat's driving directly into a bomb thing. It's a little scary for him because if he dies here, it's a little sad. But I believe we'll see Battlecats go get this shipyard hint, which is probably a 2.5 minute detour tops. He's entering at like 1:33:15-ish. So we'll see how long. Like 13 probably is when he pressed A to enter. So we'll see what's going on here. It'll be very interesting if Sansi pays off for Battle Cats with like Whip or something. Oh my god!
Let's go.
Oh boy, here we go. Here comes the goose chase. Put it back in the chest.
It's too cursed. Put it back.
I don't want it. Put it back. So it'll be very interesting to see what Battle Cats gets here. Because if we get like an Elden Way of the Hero hint, we know that that has like Harp or Whip or something. I think we will see Deer dip directly to Elden here. Which honestly is a good play.
I can see a reality, right, where the Ruby Tablet isn't the way of the hero item and the harp is just somewhere in Sandship and that's the way of the hero instead. And this could be the type of big debate. I can see that happening, but I don't know.
Alright, so we know that there's a Mitz-locked Mitz in Elden. And Battlecat is going to get to skip the Heart Piece chest, which is a minor optimization, because actually, it's pretty decent, because it lets him do masked skip. So he doesn't have to worry about that now. More game, but at what cost? Yeah, make the Ruby Tablet pay for its sins. So Lepe has entered LMF here. Unfortunately, he's going to lose about 25 seconds here over if he had Whip, because this is just slow. Mugging the Ruby Tablet. We're gonna mug let's go mug the Fire Dragon. That's the solution.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I like this immediate dip from Deer. I mean, I guess it makes sense as this could be the way of the hero item, but again, at the same time, it couldn't. It might not be, and also, like, it's entirely possible that it isn't. It's just a big debate, and also the fact that he didn't even do like LMF yet, which is a required on something you have to do anyway. I find interesting.
Something else I just realized that we completely glossed over was the fact that Battle Cats did the RBM in Skipper's Retreat to skip the whip.
Oh right, yeah.
I totally missed him doing the RBM. And what made me think that is the fact that 64 is ahead of him in Pirates here. Yeah, no, I agree with Deer here, honestly. Because go-moding LMF is super good.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if Whip is in LMF, then that's bad for Deer.
This is one of those interesting things, because, like, I don't know if I would have done this in Battle Cat situation, because you're basically looking only for Whip here.
I probably wouldn't do it regardless, because it's just that RBM, I think, is quite slow.
If you get a Sansi way of the hero hint, then I would do it last, specifically. Also, nice paperweight. Like, I would do Pirates, and then if I have nothing, that could be Harp. So this is smart from Deer here, because he could just use Beetle to go get that. Okay, he's not getting the Harp model with Beetle. Deer, what are you doing? Oh, that's true. I guess 64 and Battlecats are both hunting for Heedle, not Whip, so... That's actually very important distinction, because they don't need the Whip currently, they need Heedle. Do a lot. Alright, Lepe has found the LMF boss key in East Wing? Yeah, East Wing. There's the Harp. I don't know why Deer didn't pick that up with, Deer very upset with the Harp placement. Yeah, oh, that is indeed hard required.
Yeah, so it is likely this could have been way of the hero, unless we have, like, anything. I don't really know what else it could be, but if we have, like, something in Sandship, but I don't know if all we could have.
Yeah. Well, technically, Sandship is always way of the hero because of, you know, keys.
Okay, yeah.
But, like, that's never hinted.
Ruby Temple had to be way the hero because this is where the whip is.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean. Oh, okay. Deer is in Go. No, sword.
He needs a
He's in
sword. He needs a sword. Yeah, sword. Yeah. One more sword that he's in Go mode. Basically, yeah, that's it.
So unless there are like 2 swords in the treasure room, Deer might be able to Go mode LMF and the remainder of Sandship.
If I were Deer, I'd just go ahead and do all the dungeons now because there is.
This is one of those things where I feel like you finish what you've started.
Yeah.
I guess he's not gonna go to Magna Turf. He doesn't have mitts. I guess that's interesting. That's a reasonable.
Yeah.
We know that one mitts is mitts locked. Well, we do. Deer does not. Deer can also get 3 hint stones in Elden. Unless he does have a bottle. Because he can get the one in Thrill Digger, he can get the 2 in Volcano Summit. Those hints could very well hint a sword. And mitts are whip locked in Sandship. This is a Monka as Seed. And double swords in Elden. 64 dancing in Shipyard. Objectively the correct decision here.
Yep.
Mugged. Get mugged then. Oof, missing the jump slash. Unfortunate. If he had blown up the boulders first, he probably would have made that. Or the boxes,
Yeah.
those aren't boulders.
I think like that movement in general requires a lot of muscle memory, and the boxes being there can kind of throw you off a bit, at least from my experience.
Yeah. I don't even do that movement myself. I always forget that like it's best to skip the small key chest if you get small key on West Wing and then backtrack and then get it on your way out of West Wing. My route through LMAP is usually do West Wing, open the shortcut, and then if I have the small key, go to East Wing. Well, I don't think that was a lesson that people needed to be taught.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, especially in an Earth Temple seed, where the hero can just be key pieces and just stuff that you really don't need. Because it's only logically hard required.
How the meta would shake if we banned Earth Temple RBM.
I think at least for hints it would remove the dynamic of this can be debated by a key piece, because then you wouldn't be debated by them because you'd need them.
The thing is that, it makes hints a lot less powerful. It makes Earth Temple Seed really, really bad because of bad hints.
Yeah. I think it would make Temple Seeds at least more annoying, because you're basically having to search for 5 things that are only useful for one thing. It's not like, I guess, swords where they're, like, kind of, like, inherently, like, useful thing. It's like, with just key pieces, it's literally just kind of, you're counting to 5. That's it.
I do think it would be really cool if we could randomize the number of key pieces you need. I guess adding that option would literally be trivial because just start with a random number. Don't get bodied.
Yeah. I feel like another thing we could do, similar to how we had the option that the caves key could be in the caves, to have all of like the Earth Temple keys be in Elden. Although I don't know, that's just the thing I thought of on the top of my head.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of like interesting randomization things.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
I feel like Earth Temple key pieces are more akin to things like Cuckos or Big Pose in Ocarina of Time Rando.
Yeah. Well,
although Cuckos are always all in one place as Child Link, so.
Yeah. Well, again, it's like I'm just gonna say I'm only ever really in support of banning glitches if having them in severely like severely changes
well, I mean,
the randomizer.
You come from a Wind Waker background with Rando, right?
Of course, yeah.
On the other hand, we have Wind Waker, which like bans only barrier skip, and then on the other hand, we have Standard and Ocarina of Time Rando, which bans a lot of things, but is very balanced and very accessible.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it depends like what kind of randomizer we want to create with Skyward Sword. Do we want something that's kind of similar to Wind Waker with a bunch of glitches, or do we want something that's much more akin to like?
Well, I mean,
glitchless
even in
and
that
Ocarina of
sense,
Time?
that's just in terms of rule sets and how competitive plays out. You can play the rando casually however you want.
But yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely something we should experiment with, or at least have a vote on. I think
we've talked like in terms of development on multiple occasions about locking dungeon rewards, or what would be vanilla dungeon rewards. So tablets and swords. Locking a vanilla TMS is an option that I just want to do like objectively, just out there, because it means that your swords will always be hinted as way of the hero. If assuming that they get selected, it means swords are always way of the hero, which is relatively good. And the thing about locking tablets on dungeons, the biggest thing about locking tablets on dungeons is that you end up with all dungeon seeds the vast majority of the time. Because you always have to complete 3 dungeons, which means you always need at least 2 tablets. So if you start with a tablet, we know that at least one of those, or that both of those that 2 of those 4 available dungeons have to be tablets as well. So. Oh, and harp behind stuff as well. But harp hunt is not terrible, usually, because harp locks a lot more than swords do. Swords lock a max of 1 check each, and TMS locks nothing, and same with Master Sword. Unless you count the TMS check. We do also have settings lined up in the UI that just aren't visible, because they're not implemented yet, for like starting with like a raised gate of time, making it so that TMS is a check that you can get without your required dungeons being completed, which I think will change the dynamic of a lot of stuff in terms of randomization. So, we also have plans to eventually implement a different fill algorithm, but that's a ways down, and also entrance rando. But these are plans, these are not like promises. You cleared Beatrice, you are now in Volcano Summit. I don't think that's how, oh god, Beatrice routing with entrance rando. Mixed pool at full entrance rando. Like, the digging spot in Volcano Summit leads to Beatrice's house. My brain. That makes me very upset. Talking to Peter on Bamboo Island becomes hard required. Did someone find something? I wasn't paying attention.
Don't think so. Maybe.
So Letme hasn't found anything in LMF. Deers in Treasure Room, yes. Oh, we haven't gotten anything from him. From Treasure Room is empty, so he got mugged and then got his wallet expanded, which is really funny. There it is.
Okay.
Deers in Go Mode.
Yep.
GG's to Deer Go Mode at 147.
I mean, Deer, what do you have to be mad about? You're literally in Go Mode.
You're literally in Go Mode, Deer. Go. Well, he needs a boss key here, but also the boss key's in a really good place in LMF, I believe.
Yeah.
Because of the small key placement. I believe small key was first chest in LMF. So I wonder where the last sword is. I wonder if we're gonna have like a vanilla TMS situation or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Also, both small keys in Treasure Room means that whip is required, because we haven't found Yeah, Deer found the critical path very, very well. It's astonishing to me how he does this. Deer needs to like teach a master class on how to route randos.
Yeah, no, seriously, yeah.
So, K-Bot, how do you feel about facing Deer in a race now?
Oh god, as I said at the beginning, I'm scared about Part of me just want to stay on commas for every single weekly now at this point. But
Yeah, that's a fair point. Like this seed, the God Path it's kind of obscure, but if you follow your hints, you probably find it.
This did reward you for following hints, I think.
I think the hardest part about finding the God route in this seed is getting heal.
Yeah, because you need to get kind of scale, which is kind of out of the way with like not very check dense Farron.
But you see, Lepe got rewarded for remembering the Allen Crystal's quest that I don't remember what it gave him, but so.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's like it's like personally, like I think I kind of got like my routing in Skyward Sword down somewhat, and then Deer's just like, I'll do you one better and just perfectly routes like the last 3 seeds or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I honestly, I say that I have good routing, but I'm just astonished at how Deer does it this well.
I think a lot of like this is not like a shot at you, Kit, but I think a lot of people who say they think they have good routing tend to be players who just have a high checks per minute count that makes it feel like they're routing extremely well.
Well, yeah, I do think that there's a point there where it's like, I'm definitely a very execution-orientated runner, which makes a lot of sense. I've been running the game for like 4 years now.
Yeah.
Or is it 3? Around that. And so obviously...
Whatever it is, right?
I've been running it for, let's just say, a long time. And so it's like, obviously my execution is going to be somewhat good.
You have to leverage your execution advantage by just checking a lot of checks as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Whether or not that leads to good routing, check density is always important, but like, you get things like this where Deer, it was just like dipping from area to area, leaving checks behind.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I guess it's like that sort of really advanced strategy of just dipping effectively, which I think at least I'm not that great at. And then oh my god,
Deer
the
with some
beamers.
NA aim.
The beamers.
Beamos.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly I don't know how Deer does it, just kind of just dips from place to place, and it's like he just it works.
Deer, like I understand the motivation to dip from place to place. What I don't understand is how Deer does it so effectively. Also, Deer just shooting through collision.
Because I just swear every time I dip from place to place, I always do the exact opposite of Deer and just completely make the wrong calls. Like, and just Deer does it with the right calls.
Well, no, like in a lot of situations here with Deer just followed hints, but like getting claw shots was just like I would have done the same thing. I would have checked a little bit more in Elden, I think personally, because I wasn't in go mode yet, and I would much rather go mode both Sandship and LMF from here. I also probably would have set up a Tentaclus skip setup, but that's kind of just...
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised that not many runners have gone for that. 60, not 60, Wildcat's getting his...
That feels like a crapshoot in reality, whether or not that would be good.
I think Battlecats is also kind of chosen like a really good route for this seed.
Well, Battlecats doesn't have Heedle yet, so...
That's, yeah, actually, that's a good point, actually, yeah.
He could be baited into full clearing Elden if he gets a Mitts here.
Oh god.
There's his heart.
Just please, no.
I would have done at least Magma Turf.
Yeah. Because
Mitts have to be somewhere. We here in commentary know they're not in LMF, and we know that they're not in Sandship so far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, going further into Elden isn't even really like required, I guess.
Well, we know one of the Mitts is in Elden. Yeah, no, from Deer's point of view, they can be. That's why I did say, from our commentary booth point of view. I do really think this was a cool seed, all things considered, because it shows the power of hints, but also the power of, picking the right path. Because Lepe saw all the hints and read the hints correctly for the most part, but elected to got baited by the hook beetle into LMF.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I think that Deer doesn't know that you can just like quarter turn to the left on the. He's upside down, Deer.
I feel like Deer just fails this every time. I very rarely see Deer get this first try.
Deer, you're upside down, dude. Come on. There you go.
Honestly, when I see people mess it up, I'll see them do it for like ages and ages and ages. Like this one's kind of you get it really quickly, or you mess it up for like minutes or something.
This one is free because you literally just turn it a quarter of a turn. Like
yeah, but it's like if you don't know it, it's kind of
yeah.
odd.
Also, this is another thing that we want to do eventually is randomize the boss key starting position because that's just fun.
Yes, have it start immediately in the correct position.
It could happen.
Yeah.
We think 0, 0, 0 is always the correct position, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Lepe knows where the positions are set, so.
Yeah. I mean, if they're randomized, you can't really rely on muscle memory, so you kind of just have to, you know, kind of work out yourself.
I say this all the time, like when we discuss stuff with Rando, but
yeah.
I think that Rando should heavily favor like game knowledge and understanding of like randomizer principles over base game execution.
Mm-hmm.
Battle Cats has whip. It might not be marked on his tracker.
No, yeah, he got whip. Yeah.
He definitely got it.
It's on his tracker. I don't think it's on the main track on the ZSR tracker.
Did you say ZSR? I know that that's a thing. I've just never heard you say ZSR.
I would say Z, not whatever the other ways of saying it is. Yeah, Z.
I know, because you're British, but... He got hints! Oh no, Battle Cats. Granted, he does get 8 new hints here, which could save his ass, but...
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. I feel like if I was running the seed, I'd probably be doing something similar to Leper, because I'm someone who often does require dungeons, even if it is LLF, instead of following hints. Okay, unless if it's like I've got like a few items still go mode, then I'll consider hints more so, but it's like, I would have probably done what Leper did and kind of quote-unquote get debated by LMF.
Although waterfall. What was the first hint on that stone? I didn't see
I didn't see this hint there yet. Yeah, honestly, I think that like Leper, what does Leper need? I think he needs to I think for him to complete this he needs to go to
Temple Time hint, let's see what it says.
Oh yeah.
50
okay.
and Baron Summit, which is not a good hint.
Yeah. Jesus, my first die. Yeah. Yeah, so really Leper has to dip Sandship and then get tablet. Elden tablet. Then he has to go to Elden. Then he has to go back here to do Sandship.
Yeah,
and then
Lepe still has a lot to do.
Yeah. There was a time where I think he was close to the lead, but
I think Deer had a very had a lead the entire seed TBH.
Yeah.
We also don't know where your average link is. Yeah, Mr. Yao could just dot down at any point here. And Pac-Man Power Ghost as well.
Yeah, it looks like Leper's definitely going to Sandship. So it looks like he's, well, from our point of view, with hindsight, he's going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Obviously,
but, I mean, he also knows that Sandship is way the hero, so, he wants to get to Sandship as fast as possible.
Yeah, and the fact he can basically complete it, actually he can't, because he needs, well, let's see, whip, or F, but yeah.
Isn't there a bit warp into the boss key area in Sandship?
There is the bizarre bit warp.
Does that let you get boss key without whip in this seed?
I remember it was using old any %, and I don't think you could get boss key with it, I think. Because
does it warp you inside of Captain's cabin or to the upper deck?
Captain's cabin, and it's like you're in the wrong layer because Sandship is weird with the layers. I think that's how.
Oh, you have to reload with the door, right?
Yeah. I know Jim just made a video about it on how it was kind of dumb.
Yeah. One of the elusive glitching videos.
And you know, 4 years ago, that used to be a thing that people did. Just do. Well, I think they only did it to skip the mask, but then there's bomb strats which were found.
Oh yeah, the mask skip.
Yeah, with the back in time. That was the thing I was on
I wish that there was more elusive glitches in Skyward Sword, but Skyward Sword's basically solved at this point. I guess there's the case of the Hylia's Realm wrong warp, but...
Oh, yeah.
Let's not go super deep on a tangent on that. Oh, speaking of, I should probably make sure that wrong warping is, you know, banned in the rule set for Rando. Not that it's useful, but I am in fact screaming about Heedle Hunt. Yeah, this is unfortunate for 64 and Battle Cats, because 64 is kind of just behind now.
I don't know if, honestly, I don't even know if I would have got Hook Beetle at this point, because again, it's like, there's not that many
It's such an
it's out of
obscure
the
check.
way, yeah. I'm just surprised that Leper and Deer even got that, honestly.
Wait, where was it? Oh, Deer got TMS from White Sword?
Nice.
Was that Heart Container or Flame? TMS on Tantalus? People who do Tantalus skip are in up in arms about this. Oh, Heart Container was the map, it's the Flame, okay. Dude is such a meme, it really is.
I think Deer's getting potions.
I think Deer might be getting potions as well.
He always gets potions, yeah. Which, I mean, honestly, he has time at this point. He's like, with our restream runs,
might also be
he's
getting
far
a
ahead of
shield.
everyone else right now.
Yeah, he's getting a shield. He doesn't have money for potions, just the shield. Elmev is entire. Yeah. Did Elmev have a wallet? I wonder if there's an Elmev is Baron hint somewhere on the scene. It had a bottle? Okay, so yeah, it's not completely barren. I think in these settings that wallets might not be considered progression. Baron Wood's way of the hero. This late in the seed. Cool, thanks. For the Lineary tablet, yep. Cursed Metal on Skyloft Trial. Dude, this seed just keeps getting more and more wild, I feel like. Battlecats hasn't been reverse bit warping into trials lately because it's not worth it. Did Battlecats turn on the pro interface? I just noticed that. I didn't even notice him do that.
Yes, pro interface.
As soon as Trial Rando is provably stable, we'll do a seed with it in weeklies probably. He doesn't have pog limits. He didn't do all the digging spots. Good job, Battlecats. Cattle Bats estimate. Yeah, Deer will be done in about 15 to 20 minutes tops, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Assuming he does LMF correctly. Deer just have to stop and check the solution to this. This seed is driving me up the wall, dude.
Yeah.
I love it. Deer doesn't have LMF puzzle programmed in. Surprising.
Oh yeah, Ricky rolled the seed, yeah.
Yeah. Good first showing for Ricky's weeklies, rolls and weeklies. This isn't a bad seed. Well, okay. Deer's gonna think this is a good seed. 64 and Battlecats are probably gonna curse you to all eternity.
Yeah, it was kind of like with the 4th seeding race for the tournament, right? It was like people like Leper and Araxis thought it was like the best seeding, like best seed ever, and I was just kind of, I was just kind of dying over here, thinking this is the worst seed you could have possibly rolled.
Yeah. There's his Pogma mitts. And by Pogma mitts, I do mean Magma mitts.
Mm-hmm.
No space for other things. How many gigabytes of data is logic for Skyward Sword Randomizer? The new logic, specifically. Poor Battle Cats doesn't have the LMF Baron hint. Or not the LMF Baron,
Okay,
Summon Baron, so
yeah.
he's coming back for this check. Alright, so Deer has the small key, which means he has access to the boss key. If he plays this right, he's golden. Oh no, Deer, don't detour. Okay, good. I'm rooting for Deer.
Yeah, it's like the classic story of like someone just learning the game and like months later like mastering it and beating basically everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it was
I
just
really want to
bit.
see a Deer versus Jim rematch.
Yeah. I think that like me and Deer have kind of said, yo, we should do a race and stuff soon, and he's been like, okay, and so that might like the me versus Deer race might happen at some point, or Amy versus Deer might happen at some point. Alright,
I
so
believe that Deer. Oh, Deer's one has to get the chest. I'm at the wrong place in the room.
yeah.
So Deer
Yes.
will be like in like true full go mode in just a moment.
Yeah, and Battlecats is still in Elden. And Leper is also going to Elden. Yeah, so Leper's made all the good choices. The best we can kind of hope for right now is that as soon as he gets Whip, he just goes to Sandship immediately. That's the best we can hope for, at least.
Lebe should be just going.
Well,
back.
he should be in go mode. I know he needs one more sword, I think. Where was Deer's last sword? Oh, that was in. Oh,
Also,
it was in Sandship.
important
Yeah.
to note that Whip does indeed block two swords, which means
Yeah.
the two swords at the beginning of the scene were indeed Way of the Hero.
No, again, I feel like that like this seed had like so many trap potentials. Like with first of all with not getting scale, and second of all with being debated by Elden. I feel like that I would probably fell for both of these if I was playing the seed.
Oh yeah, Battle Cats and 64 both don't have scale. I thought one of them had scale.
Yeah, because again, the scale was like really inconvenient place.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the main separation between the runners, I guess.
Not sure what Deer is going for. I assume he's going to go for some reverse bit magic. Which we'll get to talk about for once. Because we'll actually be paying attention to that runner. Yes, Deer is activating back in time here. I wonder which RBM he's going to go for. I assume he's going to go for the box RBM and the pinwheel RBM.
I think those are like the only real ones you can do.
He could also go for the bit warp.
Oh yeah, that can make sense. Yeah. Does he have the boss key yet?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, that would make sense. The RBM actually.
The bit warp or the RBM?
Bit warp, I think.
It looks like he's going for the bit warp. It
yeah,
is a
I
UA
think-
bit warp, right?
Yeah, just UA. Yeah.
When in
Basically-
doubt, just bit warp with Upper Academy.
That's like 90% of. I'm pretty sure like all the useful ones are Upper Academy. Anyway.
Skyview is UA. The Sandship one. Oh, Sandship one is bizarre. Elden is bizarre as well.
Lineru is UA with the.
Yeah, the Linear one to skip claw shots is UA. What else is UA? Gorge bit warp is UA. 64, I think, just looks confused right now. You can do bomb throw. This is a cool strat. Yeah, he did just bit warp. Fair strat, honestly. Did Battlecats not check this chest in his first trip to Thunderhead? Battlecats, what the heck? Dude. Battlecats is probably about to last location, scale, honestly. Oh, is he gonna go return it? Oh no, Battlecats.
Yeah, again, it's like Scale
I
is
guess he
such
had
a
Letter
awkward place, though.
and Beetle's Cage. It is possible to not get it if you do Tentacles skip. Because you are in go mode. Oh no, right, it's on flame, not heart container. My bad, don't listen to me. Deer serenading the minecart. Oh dear. Yeah, White Sword hard required to get to Sandship, and you're not gonna not pick up this. It's not required, but you're not gonna not pick it up. You understand, hi chat? I love Battlecat's file name. I mean, it does, to be fair. We've had Heedle super deep in logic before. Alright, Deer's about to go fight the Scorpion.
Ah, yes, the Scorpion boy.
Scorpion boy. Alright, Lepe is... Oh, Lepe might get baited here, yeah, because he got mitts. Lepe's getting baited into it. But Lepe knows Summit is Baron, so he's probably just going to do these fast couple checks. And head out. Lepe's probably thinking, there's no way Sandship is that way of the hero. He's probably thinking that it's just the scale. Well, key pieces are probably an unrequired dungeon, Harm. Since Earth Temple's not required, they can be in unrequired dungeons. But not considered a progression item. In Lepe's shoes, I can understand not full clearing Elden here. And same with Deer, but... If our runners already had the Sandship boss key, I could understand checking Elden. So 64 has 3 key pieces. I just noticed that.
Have you ever seen a, like, 5 key pieces in a non-Elden seed, or non-ET seed?
I have never seen it.
I don't think I've seen it either.
The odds of it are so low because they can be in unrequired dungeons.
Yeah. I mean, it's not 0, so I feel like we're bound to hit it eventually.
Non-zero chance, but is anyone gonna DNF when Deer finishes? I don't think so. Most people in this crew are not ones to forfeit out of something like this.
Yeah, normally when people DF, it's just kind of because like they did something stupid or something, not because like someone beat them or whatever.
Well, in tourney seeds, it's a little different because there's no.
Yeah. Honestly, in tourney seeds, like I'm probably the type of person to probably DNF if like someone beats me by a bit.
Yeah, I'll DNF in a tourney seed if I'm like more than like 10-15 minutes behind. But
yeah.
Anything less than that, I'm like, I just want to finish it out. Like, I need the end game practice anyway.
Yeah.
Honestly, the weird thing about Deer is that he's so unpredictable, no one can meta game off of him.
Yeah.
Also, did
honestly,
Deer not take shield damage and also not get a shield bash? Interesting.
Yeah, like Deer's weird. He's like so unpredictable yet so consistent.
Like, it's so strange.
Yeah.
Just learn how to be. Yes, let me train you in the ways of the unpredictability. I still want to know what all the hints for this seed were. I'll probably look at the log afterwards because I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Oh, Farron Woods Way the Hero was another one. I think that was our last one. Because we had Lineru, Sandship, Thunderhead, Sky, Farron Woods. We might have only seen 5. This scene is going to be called the Water Dragon Scale Incident. The case of the Water Dragon Scale or something like that. The Great Heedle Disaster. Yes, Battlecats is one of the people who's been known to say Great Tree always has something. It was Hook Beetle locked, yeah. Hook Beetle is, the second progressive beetle, which has to be Hook Beetle, considering you can't not get Fledge, is behind the Water Dragon Scale on Skyloft. Just learn how to cutscene dive in Skyward Sword 3-head. Honestly, cutscene diving would be really good in Rando, because it would let you potentially skip scale everywhere, actually. I would not let you skip scale in Gloria, but... But does Deer have rupees to go buy potions? Is he gonna go buy potions?
I feel like he always buys potions.
Deer using the zipper, why people said. Deer, don't you know that zippers are actually slow you down in Rando? Someone should probably patch that. But yeah, because he went to buy a shield. He did not buy potions as far as I know. What did Battlecat just get? Gold rupee?
No, wasn't looking at the screen.
I saw the good animation. I'm like, there's nothing left for him to get. What could he possibly be getting? Does Lebe really hit? Lebe has 14 hearts. Deer should not have any issues with Horde here with, I think, 11 hearts and TMS.
Yeah, that's a lot, yeah.
Lepe knows that Magma Mitts are useless because Summit is barren. That's the only use of Magma Mitts outside of Fire Sanctuary. He might get a fairy here. I wonder what Impa's gonna give us. I don't mind him setting up Tentalus skip here. Because he's not gonna skip TMS, because TMS is on the flame. The Tumbleweed. True. That'd be a good one. So we get to cat jam with Deer, since audio is on him.
Oh, hell yeah.
Come on, Impa, give us the tumbleweed. Come on, Grandma. Why did 64 bomb that boulder? The world may never know. She mugged us! Mugged. Maybe Impa in the past will have tumbleweed for us.
Yeah, maybe the tumbleweed just evolved into a mugging.
We've seen quite a few muggings today.
Mm.
Nowhere near all 15, unfortunately, but...
Yeah.
Whack you over the head with a handbag! The Gate of Time tax.
Yeah, so just to recap, kind of, we still got 64-bit still kind of debated in Eldin. I think Battlecats appears to be doing Battle of the Goddess, so he'll be getting mugged soon as well. Leper is kind of doing Township right now, and again seems to be on the right path, honestly. Does he just need us one more sword? I think that he's go mode.
Was it $20? I think it was like $20.
But yeah, and then of course there is in go mode basically.
Yeah, the imprisoned fight is an option. It's been an option for a long time.
Actually, has anyone finished
We
yet?
just elected to play with it on in the tournament. Because the tournament's all about like these 1v1 matchups, and you know, it adds a level of skill that was missing in the base game, like in Rando otherwise.
Yeah.
Deer's gonna get... Oh, Deer. Deer, you're fine with TMS and one fairy. Dude, don't lose the race to this.
I'm pretty sure there was, I think one of the seeding races again, was I think that like going into the end game, I think me and 64, I think 64 was like ahead of me, but because 64 took safety strats, I ended up taking the lead. I think that was what happened. In one of the seeding races? I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah. That happened. I do remember that. I think it was a seeding race as well.
Yeah. It's interesting like how some of these can like, even though Rando is definitely very like routing based, some of them could just come down to skill and execution, I think.
In the very end.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's because you guys routed the same and played well. Or like you routed slightly less well than 64, but
well, 64 like went to Dota, which like paid off massively, and I did as well, but nowhere near to the degree
not in the
you
same
did.
order, yeah.
Yeah, no, I still did like.
I commentated that seed actually.
I think you did, yeah.
Chances are, if I wasn't running it in the tourney, I commentated it. I commentated all of the seeding matches that I didn't run in. I enjoy commentary.
Yeah, it's cool.
Really lets me share the obscene amount of knowledge I have about this video game.
Yeah, you also kind of get to that.
No, Battlecats, don't do it! Battlecats, no! Okay, good.
Screaming internally at Battlecats, please, no.
I'm screaming externally. Oh, he didn't push the log, which he loses like 5 seconds. You're not taking optimal pathing in Horde, but whatever.
Honestly, I don't know why, but like there are some parts of the game where I can just never seem to improve speed-wise, and Horde for some reason is one of them. Like I've been, oh my god, the moblins, dude.
Yeah, I think Deer messed up the setup.
I don't know, just Horde for me is just something that like I just seem to forever lose time onto top runners. I don't get it.
I don't know, yeah, I don't compare my runs to top runs enough to really have a comparison. I don't like I speedrun to compare to myself. I don't speedrun to like compare to others.
Yeah.
Rando, on the other hand, I think Rando levels the playing field a lot compared to speedrunning.
Oh yeah, because like vanilla speedrun is mostly just about execution. That's really it.
It's really just who's run the game the longest and knows the most niche strats that aren't documented properly on DSR.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's probably why I've never got like record in any percent. I just never learned any niche strats. Just play the game.
Yeah.
Sad. But yeah.
Pop quiz kick out. What's the fastest item to strike a time skip stone with?
I think it's I think it's bow.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay. yeah.
Jasnix pop quizzed me last night, and I got 0 out of 3 questions correct.
Yeah. Honestly, okay, I think I thought about it for a minute to make sure that I was right. Like, I was kind of thinking bow. Like, oh wait, or maybe slingshot? No, slingshot is like kind of a while.
I did the same thing. I thought it was slingshot in,
Yeah. I mean, it is fast, but it's not the fastest way.
Yeah. I thought it was slingshot because you get the extra frame to do the roll, but if you get the roll, the faster projectile speed of the bow is better.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I don't remember what the other questions were.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fun.
Yeah.
He outed me as a fake speedrunner.
Okay, 64 apparently did something, which chat is saying no.
I think he's just going back to Sandship.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Which he has to do eventually. Like, this isn't a terrible play.
Yeah. Again, it's like the thing is like with the quiet dungeons that you kind of almost have to do them anyway all of the time. So dipping to them is never a bad play in my opinion.
The biggest thing is going to be that he will not be able to do Tentacle Skip, and he will not be able to do.
Yeah.
He will have to fight Skirbo. That's it.
Did we see a Tentacle Skip so far?
No, we have not seen Tentacle Skip right. We've seen Battlecat set it up.
Okay.
Alright, Deer is currently not gonna get sniped, it looks like. No one has got done in the race room yet.
Oh yeah.
I say that as if we wouldn't have known that because the bot wouldn't have told us.
Yeah. I feel like
the bot will tell us when people who are not on Restream finish.
Yeah, I think the bot tells everyone, yeah.
Deer will be first on the Restream unless something goes horribly wrong for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know, yeah, we might have a Yell or Pac-Man snipe.
No, everyone's done. Or everyone's still going. If anyone's gonna snipe it, it'll probably be Yao, but like, Pac-Man like describes where he is when he forfeits, and I'm like, how are you like where you are? I feel like
Yeah.
Deer should be first overall, unless he gets sniped.
Yeah.
We've had so many cases. Well, your average link can't have skipped Elden outright.
Yeah, Elden was like hard required as a place. It was way the hero.
I guess if we could get boss key without a small key in Sandship, you could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't need whip then because of the heart container, or because of the flame sword. Ah yes, the flame sword. That's what I'm looking for. The words. But I've been running out of stamina. Monk is stamina. Okay, he's okay now. No, don't put the sword away. Please stab the robot. Oh geez, it's raining where I am, and it's raining hard. I hear it on the roof and like the little side of my house. We've had a lot of rain recently. Deer getting told that he's a wretched brat. Fun fact, if you translate, like if you take the Japanese version of that text and run it through Google Translate, supposedly it translates to the little boy here. I don't know how accurate of a translation it is because it is A, Google Translate, and B, it was done using like image recognition to like get the kanji symbols. So. Alright, Battlecat's about to get Hook Beetle as Deer enters Demise. Genuinely, I did not think about how badly that Hook Beetle placement could be for some runners. I thought of that, I was like, yeah, Deer routed that pretty naturally because he went back to Skyloft. But he had also gone back to Baron first to have gotten it. Great Tree is one of those checks that's really scary as a runner because of situations like this. Oh, he's gonna barely miss sub 230.
Damn.
Officially, it's gonna be like a 230. 14 or 13. Probably 15. Deer's timer says 2:30:14 on his yeah, 2:30:14 is the official race time.
Yeah, GG's Deer.
GG's Deer. Yeah, Deer had a very, very nice Demise fight. Deer's come such a long way.
Yeah.
It's almost like watching a child grow up, because, you know, we saw Deer, like, in his basically baby days of running SSR.
Just watch his, like, seeding races and you'll see.
Yeah. Deer was a good sport in the seeding races, though. He took a 0-point finish time rather than, like, DNFing for a faster time in one of the races. Which, like, huge ups to him on that for being a good sport in the seeding races. And he just improved so massively, like, it's insane. Deer also runs No-Bit in the vanilla game, but I haven't seen a run from him in a while, so I don't remember where he is exactly, but on the leaderboard.
Yeah, because I think, like, vanilla games are a good indication of, like, how good someone's, like execution skill is, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely a good measure of not routing, like movement and stuff.
Yeah.
So. I just looked on race time. I actually didn't realize that Deer was so close to breaking the 3,000 point barrier on race time leaderboard.
Oh no, Deer's gonna like snipe the first place on the race time leaderboards. You can like overtake me, Monka Extreme. Nice, yeah. 64-bit just continuing Skirbo. Yeah, Leper, I believe, is... yeah, fine, Tetris. Battlecats is making him to Laneru, and yeah, that's that. There is finished. Yeah, I definitely think that this seed heavily rewarded following hints. And it's like, yeah, again, as I think someone mentioned in chat, it's like, you know, if someone had gone to a scout, if someone gone to sand ship, again, this seed would look like completely different for them, especially with Leper. You know, he went to LMF first and ended up basically fully clearing all of that. And yeah. That's kind of like one of the dangers of linear mining facilities. Like it can be such a long dungeon that like go moding it is like really big time save. Oh yeah, mini boss music is very cool as well. Let's see. Currently, nothing like that interesting is happening in the last 10 seconds. You know, everyone's kind of just making their way through the seed. You know, as you would. You know that's pretty cool. And yeah.
I just realized that I've been muted for like the past 2 minutes.
Nice.
Which is great.
Yeah, I saw you muted. I didn't know if that was intentional. So yeah.
It was, and then I didn't unmute when I came back. I muted to type something and then unmuted, and then forgot to unmute to come back. I was like, I feel like I'm saying things and just no one is hearing me. But yeah, I was saying, the thing I'm most interested in seeing is where 64 goes next, because he still doesn't have scale.
Oh yeah,
he has to be thinking that he's missing something at this point.
Yeah. Okay, Bacchus does have scale, so.
Yeah, Battlecats is in effectively go mode. He doesn't know it, but he is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Bacchus he's an LMF, so he has to have had scale at some point, yeah.
The thing is that 64 doesn't really have much else to do besides Farron, in all honesty.
Yeah. I don't know if he...
No, he did Sansi already. He did the RBM for Sansi as well.
Oh, he did it, okay. Yeah.
Like, he's full cleared it. And there's the True Master Sword for Leppa. Yeah, he did do it. This I'm pretty sure he did. I think I saw him doing the RBM.
I'm pretty sure someone else at least did the RBM. I don't know if he did it though.
I wonder where other people are at this point as well.
Yeah, just off stream. Of course, we won't spoil anything for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm curious myself as well.
Yeah, we'll find out because my assumption is that your average link will be finishing sometime soon.
Yeah, because he's definitely up there with people like Dare and stuff.
Your average link kind of also came out of nowhere, but like he was heavily involved in the community as well.
Yeah.
Like he grinded any percent for a little bit and was really good.
Yeah. It's like him becoming in that like realm of good players isn't as much as like a surprise as Deer, I guess.
Yeah, not to say that Deer didn't put in the work, but the work that Deer Average Link put in was a lot more visible.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because he streamed all kinds of any percent attempts and was super active in the speedrunning and rando Discord, doing strat discussion, watching other people's streams, watching the tourney. We've seen Hook Beetle be rough before, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like Battle Cats is gonna unfortunately fold there without going back to the sand trip, so. I believe Deer will be joining us for the interview at some point. I believe he said he's going to get some water because it is quite hot where he is.
Water.
I always make sure I have water in a big cup sitting next to me whenever I stream or commentate, because I'm like, yeah, water's good.
Yeah. It's also like just like the day when you forget, it's always the day when you kind of just need it the most. It's like
right.
You'll be streaming and like half an hour, you're like, oh shit, I forgot water.
I forgot my water.
Yeah. And then you just kind of debate for the rest of the stream. If you go get water, you just kind of sit there dying of dehydration or whatever.
Yeah. Long streams, like, of long speedruns are the worst because, like, you very rarely have a break to go get more water if you need it.
Yeah. And if it's, like, that long, you, like, there's, like, toilet breaks and stuff, which also don't help with, like, the whole...
No Bit is a really good example of a speedrun that just doesn't have any long breaks. Your longest breaks are the imp cutscenes, and those are, like, 40 seconds.
Yeah. It's, like, not even a minute, and just, like, yeah. Well, I think I've, like, seen people go for, like, bathroom breaks in No Bit before, or just in like at least old 80% I remember.
I've done it in on the imp cutscenes. Those are the longest breaks you get. I guess if you could keep your Wiimote connected, you could also just do it during text sections, like the Thunderhead segment.
Oh yeah, like if
and just mash A or have muscle memory for the text.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so if you're.
I mean, Japanese text is basically instant text, right? Also, we didn't talk about that at all, but yeah, the randomizer is English NTSC 1.0 only for SSR.
Yeah.
But it gives you instant text. Instant text is actually built into the game, fun fact. It's just never used.
Why? Why didn't they use it? It's so good. Instant text is so good. Why was Nintendo like... These guys are so stupid to read if it's instant, let's make it slow down. Why?
I think that it might, like, I don't know this. Lepe and I talked briefly last night about so people always talk about the fact that Wind Waker, TP, and Skyward Sword are built on the same engine, but that's actually false. They have a lot of, like, similar underlying components and shared libraries, especially, you know, they're TP and Wind Waker are on the same console, and TP and Skyward Sword are also on the same console. But they don't actually run on the same engine, but it's possible that like their text stuff runs on the same engine, and it's just a holdover from like TP to TP as instant text.
Oh yeah.
If you press A. But this instant text works differently, so that's also probably just false. And I'm just like spreading random information.
Yeah, so I think we have Lepo in hall right now, and yeah.
Lepo's in hall. Deer has joined us. Hello, Deer. GG's.
GG's.
You once again found the God route in a season, so huge GG's to you there.
I mean, I don't think I actually took lots of risks, but it somehow worked out, I guess. Something like that.
Yeah, I agree that I don't necessarily think you took a lot of risks, but you just followed the logic like to a T, which paid off in the end. A lot of people didn't do the same thing.
really?
For example, 64 still doesn't have the Water Dragon scale.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like for Farron, it's like there aren't that many like kind of checks in Farron. There's like so many other check dense areas he's had, so he's just kind of been going through them and basically last locationing it.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Battle Cats is in LMF right now without having finished Sandship, so he doesn't get to go mode LMF, which is a reasonable decision, but also just super unfortunate.
Kind of rushed Sunsip since it was hinted, and then I think I found the tablet and then found the harp and the whip.
Yeah, that is
The
what
turret, yeah.
You dipped out right after, which, you know, we weren't that surprised by that. That's the type of plays that you go for, so that wasn't super out there for us watching it. Everyone else stuck around and did it, but Lepe actually had finished LMF by the time he made it to Eldon, and got a hint that Volcano Summit was barren, so he's the only one who didn't check that. 64 has just obtained the TMS, of course. 64 has now finished Sandship and still doesn't have the Water Dragon scale or the Hook Beetle. I think his last location has to be this. Yeah, 64 is technically in go mode. He has all the items he needs, he just hasn't found them all yet. Hints were really good this seed, though. I assume you'll agree, dear.
What?
That hints were really good this season.
I mean, yeah. I think bombs were hinted. Sensible was, of course. What else?
Oh yeah. Do you know the strat to get the bomb that baby rattle check without claw shots?
No.
So okay, if you stop Beetle's ship in like the position like right next to the bird's nest,
that's very stupid.
Yeah, you could blow the sand away and then use Beetle or jump, I think, to get to it. So people took a huge advantage of that bomb hint and got bombs early, which was really cool to see. Didn't pay off for anyone in the end, unfortunately. But the sword hint with the Thunderhead Way of the Hero hint was really nice, I imagine.
Did I found it? I don't think
Did you not find the sword and the Thunderhead hint? Thunderhead was on Lumpy Pumpkin hint.
I don't think I found that, yeah. I kind of just forgot it.
Meanwhile, deer out here just doing the checks and skipping hints.
Yeah, again, it's like Deer is definitely kind of like you definitely have that very kind of unpredictable kind of you dip from one area to another in a very effective but unpredictable way, and it pays off, and it's like, you know, like I've said this, it's like half of me just want to stay on commerce forever. Like I'm honestly scared to go back to weeklies because I feel like I'm just gonna be wrecked by Deer's god route thing.
Yeah. GG's to Lebe, finishing with a final time of 2:47.10. It's been 17 minutes since Deer finished already. I can't believe that.
Yeah. This was another one of those just kind of seeds where it's like Deer dominated.
Yeah. Deer, I can't wait to see, like, our next tourney or our next, like, really competitive series of races.
I would not be surprised if Deer honestly makes the finals in, like, the next tourney.
Deer versus Jim, like, hyper rematch for the grand finals of the next tourney.
Finally.
That would be sick.
Finally, yeah. Battlecat's struggling with the LMF key. Alright, so 64 will be getting the Water Dragon skill here. I think he's going to be very upset. I'm looking forward to seeing his reaction because he has his cam on for us and we get to... Huh? Huh?
Oh yeah, that can happen.
No, 64!
No.
Yeah, if you kill him and jump slash, then you could just go all the way down. It's really frustrating.
Did he kill the moblin, or did he get like pushed past the void plane?
No, he killed it. Yeah, just as he got just as he got pushed, I think.
Poor 64. He looked more shocked than anything else that happened.
Yeah, see, no problem. Yeah, he killed it. And scale.
He looks more shocked than anything else, honestly. Just slash him. Just slash him, 64. Come on. Just kill him. Get him. Get him. There we go. And this was a very healthy seed if, you know, you didn't just, like, go mode half of the seed.
Yeah.
I think Leve finished with, what, 14 hearts?
Oh yeah, it's very healthy. Yeah.
I remember seeing, like, a bunch of heart containers just, like, rapidly in a row. So.
Okay, well, I'm probably gonna head out in a minute.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for being my co-com, of course, kid.
Okay. Yeah. Epic.
Yeah. Comms are epic.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So 64 is gonna be raising the gated time here. He's just here. It just makes sense. And Battle Cats is getting mugged meanwhile.
Yeah. Now this is really getting back. Okay. Alright, I'm out. See you guys.
All right. See you, kick out. All right, dear chat wants to know how do you feel about being mugged by Impa on Ballad?
I mean, I was kind of hoping for the tumbleweed there. Oh well.
Yeah, fair.
For a bottle, I guess.
Yeah, fair. Also, hello, Lepe, GG's.
Hey, Lepe.
Hi.
How do you feel about the race? About the seed?
That was a really fun seed.
I know. We all said the same thing, and Chad agrees that it was a fun seed. You got baited by the hook beetle, unfortunately, into LMF. What were you hoping to find in LMF when you went there?
Maybe a sword or something.
Not.
I mean,
for Sandship?
No, because Sandship was way off the hero, so I thought I was like pretty sure that it was either like whip directly in Sandship or it was something that leads to whip.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, that's reasonable.
So
I personally was expecting it to be harp in Sandship, which.
Okay, to be honest, I completely when I thought about the logic, I completely forgot that I just was still missing harp.
Yeah, no, we did that a couple times, trying to figure out the logic of the scene and what was gonna be way of the hero in Sandship. At one point, we were like, it's gonna be Bo in Sandship. It's gonna be the Kit-Kat scene.
That I would really like that, even though
Honestly,
then LMF
that's not
would
terrible.
suck more.
Yeah.
Because the end of the LMF is not fun.
Without Bo. Yeah.
Without Bo, yeah.
So, yeah, so at least you had that. We were immediately proved wrong in that theory with Bo, because someone then immediately picked up the bow. So.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. I mean, I thought I got really lucky with Hook Beetle because I went to Farron and found Scale there, and then just dipped back to Skyloft and immediately found Hook Beetle. So.
Yeah. No. You did get pretty lucky with that because 64 only just found Hook Beetle a couple minutes ago.
Oh dang.
Battle Cats and 64 both full clear Elden looking for Scale or Hook Beetle.
Oh.
Yeah, if you didn't check that great tree chest, you really got got
I mean,
good.
I went to Farron because I was like, okay, I want to full clear the area, but also because there was still a hint. The hint I hadn't gotten in Lake Florian.
In Lake Florian, yeah.
Yeah, because I really like getting all hints just in case there's something super important there. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that, and then found Scale, which was really lucky because that means I could just full clear that area.
Yeah, in the way you routed was really interesting because you dipped out of Farron after finding Baby Rattle, right, to get Bomb Bag.
Okay, I can explain that.
We liked it. It was really cool to see people actually use that trick.
Well, so I was like, okay, I got the baby rattle, and now I can get the bomb bag from Bertie's crystals because I mixed them up.
Oh,
So I was like, so that was like, okay, that means I can just, because I wanted to get bomb bag before going to Farron because of the bombable rocks. So I was like, yeah, I can just get that now. Then I got the baby crystal and was like, wait, oh, I'm an idiot. And then, okay, well, since I'm already here, I might as well.
Yeah, so you got, like, you didn't get that punished for that mistake, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully, because I already had, I mean, it also meant that I got to the bottle early. So that was nice.
Yeah. 64 ended up doing early Thunderhead. I don't think he ever turned in. Does he have? Yeah, 64 still does not have valid according to his tracker.
Oh, that's interesting. I considered doing early Thunderhead after Skyward because it would have been pretty free there, and then combining that with like a bit safe back to Skyward.
Yeah, that's something we talked about. 64 didn't combine with a bit safe; he just did the fast RBM.
Yeah, that's also I mean, I think that might be faster in the end, or come about even. So yeah, I was thinking about that, but then I don't know. At the same time, I try to avoid RBMs when I can.
Yeah, I find that reverse bit magic is not nearly as useful in rando as it could be in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
Early Thunderhead is one of those ones that, like, if you get a hint that Thunderhead is way of the hero and you have your swords early, or if you just have a lot of early swords, like, that it tends to be okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, 64, no! No!
Oh no.
He's
What's he
going back to
doing?
Skyview 2 with
Oh my
mids
God.
and scale for Gorko and Digging Spot. Don't we know that Digging Spot is map,
Yes.
too?
I think we do. No.
Is that why you did
Actually,
3
don't.
guys?
When I figured that out, because like, oh, that's the digging spot. I was like, I didn't get map, and I was like, okay, I actually don't know our settings. Do we have map removed or not? And
No, we do.
but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna think that that's probably not gonna be that digging spot. So, well, since mid's so late anyway.
Yeah.
At least for
Mids
me.
were super late this season.
Yeah. Also, mids lock mids again. Yay.
Yeah, we saw the hint and we were like, I wonder how that's if that was gonna impact anyone's routing. But you also got the Summit Baron hint, so like the Magma Mids literally meant nothing to you.
Yeah.
64 is gonna be so upset when he finds this map. He should know better too. That's the thing.
Well, I to be honest, I have done that as well, to just go back in the dungeon only to find map and then be, yeah, I never got map.
Yeah, he probably forgot.
We should put maps on the tracker.
It's on the list of things to do. I'm currently with my hands full with the completely broken options on the new randomizer.
Okay, fair. Just
I don't know what
I
happened there.
probably I can open an issue so we don't forget about that.
Yeah, that's fine too. There's issues open from like December on the tracker that I haven't thought about.
I'm pretty sure there are some on the rando that are as old.
There's your chest size rando
Oh,
feature
yeah.
that I think I might just do this weekend.
Yeah,
Because
I don't
I
know.
think the patch is
I'm busy
good.
with rewriting everything, so
Yeah. Graph-based logic, pause champ.
yeah, more like actually making the logic not take ages to randomize a seed.
Yeah. Rust, pause champ.
No.
Yeah, I know. Just rewriting the logic itself. Yeah, so we'll see where that goes, of course, but...
That poor chest, that all counts. That's a massive start, isn't that good?
Yeah, well, he's upset that he found it so late.
Oh.
Because he could have go moded LMF. This seed is great for go moding LMF because you have
Yeah. We got,
first chest small key, second chest boss key. Assuming you do East Wing first, which is like objectively the correct play in this one.
Yeah, I was thinking like what the best route for the map is.
I think it literally doesn't matter if you do East Wing or West Wing first. It's just more likely that East Wing has boss keys because of the way placement works.
Well, the reason, if you do like West Wing first, when you pretty much come out from West Wing where you need to continue. So.
Yeah, but you can open the shortcut and then go around East Wing. I think the movement is
that's
identical.
what I mean. You then have to run back there. But I think
Yeah.
you save a little bit of movement with.
You might. You very well might.
But I mean, if you gamble. Oh, 64 didn't do 3 eyes.
Yeah, he didn't do 3 eyes. Okay, this makes a lot more sense.
This play makes sense.
What was on this? It's a heart piece, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gotta be
64.
so sad. That's so sad.
Oh, dude.
Especially on this hardy seed.
Yeah, you ended with like 14 hearts, right?
Yeah.
I think.
And I even skipped, like, I saved this heart piece right there.
Yeah. Deer finished with 11 hearts, and Deer just was like, you know, was like leading because he got to skip so many checks because of go moding some stuff.
Nice.
Kind of,
So. No one is finished still. I'm very surprised that your average link has yet to finish.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you do all of LMF and all of Elden
And all of Sandship.
Oh, I mean Sansi is also.
Well, Battlecats and 64 both full cleared Sansi, including Whip Skip RBN because they didn't have Heedle yet. Not having Hook Beetle going into Sandship made your routing a mess. Honestly. Yeah, Gerald said it, I guess, that Heedle tripped up everyone. Except you and Deer. And it didn't really even trip you up for the same reasons that it tripped everyone else up. Because you just went to LMF, which was a totally reasonable play.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I guess if you do Sandship first, then get Hook Beetle and go with LMF, then that seed could have played out so much differently.
Well, the thing is that if you don't have Hook Beetle going into Sandship, you full clear Elden on almost every situation. Which isn't that slow, but...
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the reason why I did it, so... when I found Whip, I was like, okay, I mean, I could dip and do the core dungeon and come back later. But at the same time, I wanted to get the hint in Thrill Digger. So.
Yeah, the hints in Thrill Digger, and then later outside Earth Temple, and the 2 in Summit are very enticing in this situation.
Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to get Thrill Digger in and then go back out. But, well, I found mid, so I was like, okay, since I'm already here, I might as well just get everything and hope
Yeah.
there's something good here.
I mean, you could have saved a little bit of time skipping the locked mitts, but...
I completely... Where was that hint?
I think you saw that hint. I thought it was on the Temple of Time hint. Wait, is 64 doing Fledge Crystals?
I thought so. Maybe not.
I think
Oh,
he just slept. He hasn't done
okay.
LMF. He can't do Fledge Crystals.
Oh,
Like Colin's
Right,
level.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just the closest room to sleep in.
Okay, let me check what that hint was. Maybe I just
Oh yeah, I wanted to look at the log for this. I wanted to see
didn't-
because I don't think we found all of the Way the Hero hints either.
That's probably something boring.
You guys got so many Way of the Hero hints so quickly that like I thought we'd see them all, but I guess not.
That was really nice.
No.
Oh no, it was the shipyard hint that hinted progressive.
Oh, the
mid.
shipyard. Okay.
Yeah, and I never got there. Since I didn't go to Sandship at all, as Sensi.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Scalo signed round as first level.
Yeah. Oh wait, wasn't Academy hinted way, or not Academy, Village hinted way of the hero?
Yes,
Think-
I
yeah.
figured that was for Bottle.
Oh yeah, for Ballad. I was like,
Yeah.
it took me a second to remember. Okay, so 64's about to get hooked.
Because crossroads were in there and they lock pretty much everything.
Yeah. So 2 swords were way of the hero this seed, which is always interesting to see. 64 almost dying there.
Wait, swords? Were swords were
They had to have been because Sandship had 2 swords and you needed 2 swords to get claw shots. It was on Din's.
Oh, true. That's actually pretty interesting. That's pretty rare.
Yeah.
I'd say.
It's like it wasn't even just specifically sword locked swords. It was like sword locked claw shot locking double swords.
So Skyview could have been hinted way of the hero. Oh, was it even hinted? No, it wasn't.
Was Skyview actually way of the hero?
Well, it wasn't hinted way of the hero, but it was way of the hero because of the sword.
Oh right, sword. Yeah, yeah. And so was Mines.
Yeah, Ellen for sure because of Harp alone.
Harp alone, yeah. And then Sandship was. I wonder which. Actually, yeah. The only thing in Sandship that could have been the way the hero hinted item was Ruby.
Ruby tablet.
Yeah. Also, I kind of just like didn't realize the Battlecats was doing this. Battlecats is doing Tantalus skip, which is basically gonna let him skip the fight of Tantalus. He's entering Betrot's house because this is the text for the cursed metal that gives him the flag he's looking for. So that's when we said that he was making a setup for Tantalus skip. He's making a file that has a couple of flags. Specifically, he wants the flags that open the shed and the door to Betrot's house, which you can do with Skyloft, but it's slow because you don't want that on your normal bit magic file, so we do it in Linear Desert typically. Then he starts on the 4th text box after the 2nd text option, and now he will just open the boss door and be done with the dungeon. Yeah. Very good RBM from him. This is one of those RBMs where I'm like, it doesn't really add anything to have it, like, it's just nice to have it be allowed, but it doesn't add anything to, doesn't really take anything away to ban it, so it's, certainly...
Yeah, you can only do it in go mode, really.
Yeah. And also, if you do it incorrectly, you can delete, like, do it when you shouldn't do it, you can delete an item, which is really bad. But...
Yeah, I mean... You can do that, like, if you RBM Pledge in a temple.
Oh yeah, because that's the crest, right?
Yeah, then it's also over.
Oh yeah, that's just like a hard lock as well. Because it means you can't get the dungeon finished flag, right?
Yeah, there's just no way to save that. TMS is always nice to have.
Yeah, this is like a forced TMS. There was like no world in which someone doesn't get TMS on the seed. Alright, so Battle Cats is all done.
I think Yal finished. Yeah.
Did your Arizona just finish?
Did-
Yes, he did just
Yep.
finish. I was literally just in the race time room and he hadn't finished, and then I tabbed away and you were like, oh, I think Yal just finished, and I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, also we passed the 3-hour mark, so not a good look for these settings that are supposed to be relatively consistently sub 3. With like half of our runners, or more than half of our runners finishing past the 3-hour mark. But
Need more item hints.
I still think item hints are way too powerful.
Dude,
They are.
the item hints in this seed were so useless. Like, they hinted
Yeah,
and
that was...
Amber Tablet.
Well, it does depend on what
Speedrun
order you
Flash,
get.
yo, thanks for the very, very good hint.
Yeah. I think that we should just blacklist Flinch from him being hinted.
No, I don't like doing arbitrary things like that.
Well, it's not even arbitrary. It's not like you can ever skip the check.
Well, with entrance random maybe.
I have one word for you, Ricky. Swords. Because
So
me and my
wait,
infinite wisdom, I decided, let's do fledge crystals before sandship. Let's do Sandsea before sandship. Let's do everything in the game such that I have 4 checks remaining after doing sandship before getting the swords.
Did you do all of that after full clearing Elden?
Yes, I full cleared Elden.
Alright, well, at least we know where you went wrong on this scene.
I don't know how Deer does it every time. I want to
Well,
see how everybody else.
Deer gambled on no swords in Elden, which is
I see.
really what it was. Did you get tripped up by Hook Beetle, or did you have Hook Beetle?
I actually stopped by Skyloft after getting Ruby Tablet because I had Ulo in Scrapper, so I was like, okay, I'll drop this off so that way I can get the crystal ball without losing Ulo. And then I got Shed Chest while I was there, and I was like, oh, okay,
Oh, so you had...
there's the Hook Beetle.
Okay, so you had done... Okay, so that's reasonable. Yeah, no, Deer and Lebe both got Hook Beetle very early, relatively early.
So wait,
that's
you
always
got you got scale and then went to the Sandship or something like that?
Yeah, I got Scale. I did Floria. Then I went to I went to Sandship. Got the Ruby Tablet, which interestingly wasn't locked by the bow in Fire Node. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, actually, Ruby Tablet was not bow locked, so KitKat might have gotten rewarded this seed.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
We were on Restream wondering about what the way the hero item in Sandship was gonna be. We're like, is this the KitKat seed? Are we gonna be blessed with bow in first Sandship chest?
I figured that it's not very likely that Hook Beetle is going to be in Linear Remain, considering that Sandshape has to be Way of the Hero as well. There's not many other items it could be. Unless Whip is there, and then the rest of Sandshape is locked by Whip, but that didn't
Which
happen.
it was.
Well, indirectly, but yeah.
Yeah. We eventually, you know, in our infinite wisdom in the commentary booth, reasoned out that it was Whip and or Harp that was locking it in Sandship. So, Whip was actually Way of the Hero not just to complete a required dungeon, but because it locked 2 swords.
Oh yeah, and speaking of swords, were the first 2 swords in Skyview and
Yes.
Where was the other one? Were those the Way of the Hero? Because
Yes,
I
they
thought
had
like
to be,
Din's
'cause-
Power, Din's Power had claw shots, so.
They were claw shot. The remaining 2 swords are claw shot locked. So very cool seed, all things considered.
No, I'm gonna
Yes.
have to respectfully disagree.
Well, you're just respectfully disagreeing because you finished like super 3 hours.
Well, yeah, but that's because I like almost full cleared it.
Always
Does that mean that we can relatively consistently full clear these seeds in like 3?
Okay,
10?
well, I wanted to see if I could do Tentacles skip. Also, how nice 64 gets the good LMF boss key spot while in Goma. That must be nice.
Yeah,
Totally something that.
Leve did not get that either.
I did LMF before. I did LMF before Sandship.
I think that's a reason why I don't like Tentacle Skip, because it incentivizes you to not go to the dungeon, which...
That's very fair.
I
thought
mean,
for
it's
sure
one of those
there's
things, like, I tend to, like, recently I've started tending to not, like, go out of my way for Tentacle Skip, especially if I get, like, a Sandship is Way of the Hero hint.
Well, I ignored the Sandship Way of the Hero hint after getting Ruby Tablet because I was like, okay, there's probably not anything else there.
Well, like, the other two swords in Sandship are not Way of the Hero, so
Yeah.
Ruby Tablet was the hinted item.
I don't know, it's just... I thought
assume
for
you
sure,
finished
okay,
with
there's two
TMS,
swords
yes.
there's two swords that I could find. Surely I'll get those before my dungeons. That way I can go mode them. What were you saying? Sorry.
I assume you got TMS, yes?
Yeah. In fact, yeah. Part of me wants to think, oh, this could have been even worse. That sword could have been on Tenta's heart container. Or something like that.
Yeah, it could have been.
Or there could have just not been a sword
worse.
there could have just not been a sword in Treasure Room, and you had to get the sword from the end of the dungeon.
I mean, in that case, you probably wouldn't have done Tentacle Skip.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have been in go mode.
Yeah.
Can you
Unless
imagine
you're
a world
Floppa,
where
and you do Tentacle
like
Skip
that
and
was
you're
the
not in go
case
mode.
and TMS was vanilla?
Yeah, TMS vanilla, I was worried about that.
Like vanilla TMS possibility is one of those things that makes me consider whether or not TMS should be a hintable location.
Oh, was I the only one to do early Baby Rattle?
No, actually, Battle Cats and Leve both also did it.
I was like, seems like a pretty good idea, considering that I know that it's Bomb Bag. And that way I
Leve
figured
and
by the...
Battle Cats actually dipped out of Farron for it.
Oh, I did not. I waited until I did Skyview and did early Thunderhead and all that.
Oh, you did early Thunderhead? Okay.
And the interesting part about like the hint about the sword in the first chest in the Nader made me think that Din's power probably has to be either Claw Shots or Hook Beetle for me to...
Yeah, we had that reasoned out as well, or at least I did.
Looks like Battle Cats is
Battle Cats is about to die. So.
finished up. Let's look at it. Although the restream's still going. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the sword hint was just for me. Okay, after getting Bella to like, okay.
Oh, he missed.
I'm gonna dip.
No.
I missed as well. In fact, I had a stamina potion because I did Fletch Crystals before that. And my stamina potion lasted all the way to Demise, but it ran out after I missed the final blow because I did a spin attack instead of a final blow.
Please just end the fight, Battle Cats. I'm begging you. Okay.
There we go. and the help menu style.
Yeah, the help swag. GG's, Battle Cats.
I don't want to see that seed ever again.
I don't understand it.
Well, depending how you play it.
Yeah, I
can
guess it
be really
depends.
bad. 'Cause,
Hello,
like,
Battle
if you-
Cats.
Notification something.
GG.
Hello.
Literally every decision that I made was the wrong decision.
I
This seed is
could
annoying.
not. Did you? Okay. How many checks do you have left?
13 locations remaining total.
Let me.
Oh, dude, watching this seed
I have 4 accessible and 12 remaining.
our infinite wisdom of commentary was painful to a certain extent.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad I wasn't on Restream. I played kind of poorly. Even besides
Most
routing,
people
like,
on Restream played relatively well. Like, there was no, like, major, like, someone is playing very poorly type situation on Restream, thankfully.
I just made a bunch of stupid decisions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm like, let's do Fletch Crystals before doing Sandship. Yes, very smart.
Okay, that's one decision that I'm like, what? Why would you voluntarily ever do Fledge Crystals unhinted? Also, Fledge Crystals should probably be a hinted location. Now that I
It was a
think about
key
it.
piece.
Was it really?
Yes.
That's 4 key pieces in progression locations. Because
Oh yeah. Also, I had 14 hearts at the end somehow.
So did 11.
Yeah, I had
Peter
14 as
11.
well.
64 is
They-
12.
I feel like the seed just misread heart pieces. I mean swords as heart pieces.
I don't think there are quite that many heart pieces or swords in the seed.
Nah, you forgot about the truer master sword, the truest master sword.
The truest master sword. The sword has been once again blessed by Zelda's powers. It now just releases Skyward Strikes on command.
For everything.
Every slash is a Skyward Strike.
Every enemy is one kill. Even
Yeah,
alive.
you don't have to hit the enemy. Like, hitting the Boko bats is enough to kill them.
Just slices right through.
Yeah, like, it literally just slices the bats. Just imagine. It's literally slicing through stone like it's butter.
Did anyone else get bomb bag before claw shots?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that earlier. Or yeah, I asked if anybody else did early baby straddle.
50% of the runners this seed did do that.
Well, actually, we don't know about Pac-Man either. So
That's why I said 50% did it. I don't know about Pac-Man. You're right. I hope you guys had fun today. It sounds like some of you at least did.
sure, let's go with that. Let's go with fun. is what we
The
said.
beginning was fun.
Yeah, the beginning was
Yeah.
fun, especially the fact that it was cool. I mean, doing early Thunderhead and then getting Ballad like 5 minutes later was not very exciting, but
Oh yeah.
well, actually, it
on
wouldn't have been 5
Battlecat.
minutes because I had to do Skyloft 2 to get the bottle first.
How about
Impa mugging you on Ballad the
yeah,
Goddess.
being mugged?
I
There
got
was
mugged
quite
a
a
lot.
few muggings at the
Yeah, I
end
know.
of the seed. I remember there were a couple points where I was like, wow, someone just got mugged. Oh, they got mugged again and again. So
My
Oh, and
calibration
speaking
during
of-
Ballad of the Goddess.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
It took a
64 is
solid 2
serenading
minutes
us.
just to play the song.
So whenever I was doing my Skyloft 1 route, I saw the fact that I had Beetle and 300 rupees, and I did Beetle and Betro before going to Waterfall Cave. But of course, when I do it, there's nothing there. But like,
Yeah, there was only trash in Beetle's shop this time.
yeah, at least you got that out of the way, so you didn't come back for it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Beetle's one of those things that like if you don't do it early, I feel like it hangs over your head.
Shoutouts to 15 crystals between Betro 30, 30 chest, and 40.
That was
yeah, I was gonna
pretty
do
convenient.
Nancy's
I got 50 off of that.
Yeah.
Wait, so there were crystals in the 30 chest and on 40. Were there crystals on 30 as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
So
50.
you
crystal.
only
I had
needed
with-
30. Well, no, you
I
only
ended
needed
with
35 crystals.
35 crystals. And then
Yeah, you only need 35 to get Citro.
got all of those crystal packs and
That's kind of nuts.
got Citro as well.
Right, 64 is headed to Farron to do the gauntlet. He should finish just about in 6 to 8 minutes.
I think had finished with 65 or so crystal
Yeah,
packs.
Yeah, no,
something
this
like
seed
that.
was very generous with crystals.
And heart pieces. And all that stuff. And even Rupors, but not swords.
Well, don't forget that you got True Master Sword. There's not much
I
else you
know
can
I
ask
got True Master Sword, but the game hid it from me for forever.
for. Maybe if you had just, like, you know, done Sandship like you needed to do anyway.
True. Fair enough.
I don't know why I did LMF before Sandship.
I did it too, but that made sense to me because I got Hook Beetle, so it didn't really matter which order I did them.
Well, okay, so that's one of those things that like we commented on in commentary. It makes sense because you know that Sandship is Way of the Hero, but you don't know what it's Way of the Hero for. You can reason out to a certain extent what it's Way of the Hero for, but you don't know where it's going to be.
Oh, that's
The
right. It
assumption
was
is that
possible.
Is that it's
Sorry.
whip or whip locked, but there's also the rare case that it's a sword and treasure room that leads to TMS, vanilla TMS. So, you know, searching LMF for whip is not a bad idea.
Wait. So Battlecats, did you do LMF before getting Ruby Tablet?
No, I did it after. I full cleared
Oh, okay.
Elden before getting Hook Beetle. Before getting
That's
water
like,
scale, in fact.
I did it
When
like
I-
that.
got Hook Beetle, I was like, it didn't matter which dungeon I did first, but I'd rather have Sandship be the second one, because then if I find a sword in LMF, then I can just do Tentacle Skip and have me be done with it.
I would have been the opposite. I was like, LMF is a way better dungeon to go mode compared to Sandship, because Sandship is like it's slow and Tentacles is slow, but the checks are dense within the dungeon.
Well, it's pretty much just like, you have like a 30-something% chance to get boss key that's not in treasure room, and otherwise it doesn't matter where it is, it's gonna take equally as long. Unless you don't get boss key in treasure room and you get 2 keys instead, like what happened this time.
Yeah.
And a sword.
But, yeah.
Yeah. Let's not forget the very important sword.
I guess it wasn't too important if there was another one at the end.
Yeah, it was theoretically possible if you could reach the boss key chest without a small key, that you could skip whip on this seed.
You'd have to try
really
pretty hard, though.
Yeah, I don't think that it's a practical idea to do something like that in Rando.
Also, even though getting Fletch Crystals was a bad idea, it did mean that I had a stamina potion for the end game, so that was nice. In fact, I was kind of mad that I save scummed LMF boss key and thing after boss key, because that had a potion medal. That would have helped for a stamina potion.
Did we get treasure dowsing to work on dig spots?
I don't
Like
think
3 of the dig spots had treasures.
Oh
and
yeah,
treasure
the
dowsing didn't
3
work on
treasures. But wouldn't you have to like, or when does like the magma spawn that gives you the ability to get treasure dowsing?
that's rupee dowsing. Treasure dowsing is bizarre. Is Gondo.
Oh
Yeah.
Battlegrounds got treasure dowsing actually. It was really interesting to see.
It didn't help at all, but I got it.
Yeah, it really didn't.
Also, this has nothing to do with anything that happened in this seed, but I just noticed that whenever you dig up items that are like do like the dun 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 dun, that restores your stamina, but other items do not.
Huh. Stamina is weird in this game.
I mean, it's not like you normally get important items from digging spots anymore.
Key pieces don't, right?
Yeah, the key pieces don't like refill because they're not the same animation. It might have something to do with the fact that whenever you dig up an item like that, you like the animation is skipped. Like the animation of you digging, like getting back up and digging is skipped because you just immediately hold up the item.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Did 64 buy that shield, or was there one somewhere
He
else?
bought it.
I bought a shield of there. So
I bought a shield while I was getting.
Anyone know where Hylian was?
I don't. It'd be pretty hard for me to find Hylian considering how few checks there are.
Must be in an unrequired dungeon.
Yeah.
apparently Hylian shield is in a garbage chest under Function Island.
Ah, not even an
yes.
unrequired dungeon.
Classic chest.
Classic.
Yeah, I bought the shield whenever I was buying the stamina potions. So.
Right, 64 has made it through fate. He had a very clean horde and very good first phase of Garham 3. So. He will be done soon. Yeah. He's doing the Master Sword strats.
See, guys, this is why we ban new dungeons. Not that that would change very much.
Some issues with it. 64, just stab him, please.
He did mention how he had trouble with this part.
He has trouble with this fight all the time. He mentions it all the time. This is unfortunate. Because like when you don't have issues with the calibration, this fight is free. So this phase is free. There we go. Nope, no stab. 64, please don't die. Come on, 64, please.
Did KitKat like have to leave midway through?
Yes. He left like after.
Nice.
So he stayed for the whole combat. Ah yes, gear him 3 guards.
We didn't even get to see the dead man's volley.
Come on, 60, we'll just end it. There we go. 64 is the wretched brat.
You wretched brat.
Or the little boy here.
Well, we're not on JP, so that's
As
not.
the Japanese translation apparently says. Can't wait to find out that the image recognition you did on that turned out to be completely wrong, and it's not at all.
I mean, I could probably just like search for the characters on a Japanese keyboard or something. It's probably just
Have
Google
fun with
Translate
that.
being primitive.
Yeah.
Well, Google, I'm not that worried about the translate being wrong. I'm worried about the translate being wrong, but not as much as I'm worried about, the image recognition being wrong.
Yeah.
Can we translate every text box in the game? Yeah.
Get
Oh
on it.
yes, the fan translation of Skyward Sword, like if it never got an English version, like how they did with like Mother.
Clean up the different text dump and put that up. Currently, that doesn't work because of all the control characters. I don't know which characters are different.
Are the control characters not the same in every version?
They are.
But can you not just use the control characters from England?
Well, we haven't identified all the control characters.
Oh, we haven't.
And like they have sometimes different lengths, which is weird.
Oh, interesting. Alright, GG64, who has just finished. He should be joining us momentarily. GG64.
Hello.
GG.
GG.
So that was probably like the one of the worst seeds I have ever played.
I'm
Meanwhile,
glad we're mostly all in the same boat here.
Deer and Levy both thought it
Okay,
was
well,
fun.
you guys,
Forced-
it's like you guys skipped stuff.
The forced sandship double dip.
Oh yeah.
I also wound up triple dipping Fire Node. Well, the
Oh,
third time
yeah,
was
I
just
forgot
to
about that.
activate it.
I forgot
and-
about that.
And yeah, and then the full clear of Sandsea for absolutely nothing because I
At least
think
I'm
in
out.
my head I think I misremembered a Sandship Way of the Hero as Sandsea Way of the Hero.
Oh no!
So I was like convinced that the Collins letter that I found was potentially that Way of the Hero item, and then I was confused when it led to something like a heart piece.
That's unfortunate, 64.
You also had to double dip Farron, I think.
Well, I mean, Farron and double dips are like,
Not rare.
yeah, especially
Especially when
given the
Farron's
owl.
your starting pillar.
Well, yeah, and Owling crystals are a thing, so you basically always expect to double dip Farron.
I combined.
I haven't seen an Allen
crystals.
Crystal seed in quite some time, which means that the next weekly is going to be an Allen Crystal seed. But
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
hinted this time, right?
it was.
Well, it was. It was just in the volcano summit, like next to Fire
Oh.
Sanctuary, Hintstone.
Yeah. A little bit out of the way.
Yeah.
It's not if you're looking for a sword there and you come up short.
Imagine
Well,
not seeing
the
Volcano
sword
Summit
was
there.
like- a sword was like the one thing I didn't need. Like I came across all the swords just on path everywhere and ended with TMS.
Everyone
looking for,
ended
like,
with
Hook Beetle?
Trash Sword.
You're looking
And
for
Water
Hook Beetle?
Dragon Scale he was looking for.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, because although that said, I almost last locationed Hook Beetle. I think I had Gorko Goddess Wall and the first the claw shot lock chests in the mines were like the only other checks I think I had.
I mean, your pathing after getting scale was not unreasonable. We were really confused when you dipped back to Skyview. We were like, are you just gonna trigger Gorko? But we didn't, because we thought you would have known that the map was in the digging spot, but you had
Well,
not
see,
checked
I
Three Eyes.
gambled on 3 Eyes not being anything.
Which it wasn't.
Well, yes, as I found out when I got a heart piece and I was planning on death warping.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah,
We
at
knew
that
it was
point,
a heart piece
instead of
because
death
Lepe
warping-
checked it earlier.
At that point, instead of death warping, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna reset because I saved and I didn't get anything from boss key or the.
Yeah, I
3 Eyes.
probably should have saved before going there, but I was like, oh yeah, I'll just grab 1 bomb and then I can death warp.
Oh yeah, you had no bombs. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I can grab. I'm at 2 hearts. I'll grab 1 bomb and I can death warp after, and it'll be fine. And then instead, I had to slowly damage off a Froak. That was
yes.
fun.
I
yeah.
mean, you had bow. I would have just shot the switch and left the room. And left.
The
by
only
statue.
locations I have left are Pivot Crystals, Gorko Goddess Wall, and TMS, and the digging spot in Skyview.
Yeah, like at that point I was committed to the death warp because my plan was I'm going to grab the pot that has 10 bombs on my way out because at that point I was consciously thinking about my bomb count.
Gotcha.
I didn't
Okay.
even know
So
there was a
that-
wall with 10 bombs there.
Yeah, well, it's added in rando.
I see.
There are 3
But,
pods
yeah.
of bomb drops in Skyview right now.
But yeah, that was basically the result of me being heavily rusty because I haven't touched Skyward Sword at all in like 2 weeks, and rando, I've not played a rando in like 2 months.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean, the seed also wasn't kind.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. If you didn't get scale, the seed was pretty trash.
yeah, and it's like I could have probably gotten scale a lot earlier, but at that point there, like, by the time I got claw shots, there really was no reason for me to go back to Farron.
Allen crystals.
Eh,
Mile.
had I done Allen crystals, or oh right, I probably should have done it on that trip. I think I just like wasn't thinking about the Great Tree Chest for some reason, right?
Wait, I don't even remember you picking up Ulo, to be totally honest.
I did. I picked it up right because what happened was I did early Thunderhead because I got the Thunderhead Way of the Hero hint, and I decided I was going to commit to it as soon as I had Longsword, and then I got White Sword, and it made it even more of a no-brainer. And then I also got the hint on Levias being useless, so on top of that, like at that point I was feeling really good. And then yeah, I just like blanked on checking Great Tree Chests, and that's what caused things to just spiral out of control.
Yeah. We got the Skyway of the Hero hit, and then immediately got Spiral Charge, which led to Gusbo's. We're like, well, that resolves that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
Sorry. So, I actually probably... The fact that there was a sword in... I got a hint about the sword in Mines. And that made me want to do early Baby Rattle even more. Because I'm like, okay, then I can have bombs go into Mines, get the sword, then grab Dodo's party wheel, then fly out to Thunderhead to get claw
Yeah,
shot,
no,
to get the thing that has
hit
to be
made
beat like claw shots.
Made the bomb hit really strong. That's very true.
Yeah, because I remember, like, as soon as I got claw shots, I'm like, I know where that is. But I did actually, if you're wondering why I went to Skyloft for absolutely no reason before I went into Skyview, it's because I misread...
Testing.
the actual Baby Rattle item.
I double-checked the hint stone to make sure I read it right.
Well,
Yeah.
I read it right, but I
To be
thought
to be
about it
fair, I can count on one hand the number of seeds I have done with Gossip Stone Hint, so that's what I'm blaming for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I do
So,
a few more seeds with Gossip Stone Hints, I will probably misread them not nearly as often.
So, we're banning Ricky from rolling seeds, right?
No, the seed wasn't that bad.
Aww.
Only if you want to unban me.
What was that about
That's
banning
actually
me?
a hard decision.
Yeah, but like
No,
this,
I don't think there's a competition there.
yeah, this seed just, I don't know, because this seed wound up being grossly overestimate if we were going with a 3-hour estimate.
Well, it's grossly overestimated if you played it wrong.
Well, I mean, ZSR estimate
No,
is
but
4
everything
hours,
is.
so you all came in under that.
I said.
7 head.
Yes, just ignore the rest of Elden. Despite the fact that you get digging mitts and like the last check in Elden, you're like, okay.
I mean,
fine.
Deer never actually.
And you got you got Magma Mitts hinted.
Yeah,
Well, there was a hint that said Volcano Summit was barren.
that was in Temple of Time, so I didn't do that until after LMF, and I did LMF after Elden. Despite the fact that I had Hook Beetle going into Elden, I don't know what that was all about.
Right, yeah, because I never had access to that hint stone because my Hook Beetle was my go mode.
I mean, you could have
Right,
checked
yeah.
it for sport afterwards.
But yes, let me check a hint stone that has no value to me because I already have everything.
What if it tells you that TMS has like a heart container? That way you can have 15 hearts instead of 14, or however many you.
You know,
Oh,
Yao,
yes.
you know that's in jest, but Yao makes a good point.
There were a lot of hearts this seed.
Yeah, health was the one thing no one really had to worry about. I feel like this seed.
Yeah. Except for the times that I did have to worry about it. But I don't.
Well,
I'm kind of like there was that one death warp that I did after getting the Hook Beetle that I think was kind of clever. Because I death warped to a location that was closer to the Lanayru pillar so I could fly right out to there.
Nice.
fair enough. Does anyone really have any last thoughts on this seed? Well, on the seed, on the race.
Good dungeons.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yes, LMF and Sandship. He's good dungeons, he says.
Surely the best of dungeons.
You all have no taste in dungeons.
Really the best of sword locations.
Okay, we ready to wrap
None
up?
dungeons are just good.
I don't know what kind of masochist you are, but
They're fun if you can go mode them.
I don't.
yeah,
Are you
I can-
suggesting that Earth Temple is better?
I can understand. Yeah, I can understand the value in like not liking dungeons like Earth Temple because of like key pieces, or the fact that they're so fast that sometimes you'd like lose like the element of needing to get items to get before them. But
Open Earth Temple option when? Or random
just
number
just
of key
put
pieces
just put
when?
the RBM in logic.
I still think starting with a random number of key pieces could be a good solution for Earth Temple.
Yeah, or just like be able to set it to like, well, I don't know, maybe one key piece is a little too easy because I'm thinking about like how OOTR has the one Kako to get the reward there, but I guess the problem with making it one, maybe like have it require like 2 key pieces to open Earth Temple or something.
I think
like
a
that.
random number of key pieces would be fun.
And then it's just gonna pick 5 every time. Right, that's how it works, surely. Or what if it's such that it's not necessarily that okay, so there's still 5 key pieces in the pool, but the amount of key pieces you need is randomized, such that key pieces can end up not being way of the hero.
I think that's actually probably the best way to do it, but we can figure that out at a later point. I think we have other pressing concerns randomizer-wise.
Yes.
We should just bring back the bug where you get key pieces from every digging spot.
What about no?
Yeah.
Yes. So
I guess, like-
introducing bugs.
Yeah, I guess the one other thing about the seed was, I guess like the LMF boss key location, I was
nice.
pretty happy with, because at least I got the small key and then decided to go right that way, and then it's like, okay, boss key. Well, then okay, now I can just bit warp and skip everything.
That would have been nice if I had Master Sword whenever I was doing LMF.
Oh, so,
Yeah,
right. So you wound up doing LMF second then.
Yes, I did it before Sandship.
Okay, yeah, because that makes sense if you got your scale earlier. Yeah, because I was bottlenecked on the Hook Beetle for literally the entire seed.
I was kind of surprised Hook Beetle wasn't in Elden. Where the way of the hero for Elden ended up being the harp and the whip instead of the thing you need for LMF.
Well, I mean, you needed them both to beat the game. So like,
well, yeah, but I mean, like, it chose those items to place instead of the one you need for LMF.
Fair enough. Yeah, but. All right, I think that's going to wrap it up then, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Alright then. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I want to thank our runners on Restream. Thank you, Deer, Lepilog, Your Average Link, BattleCats59, 64-bit Link. Pac-Man Power Ghost is still going. However, we are going to raid ZSR 1 because they have a charity event going on. We want to partake in that.
On demise, I think.
1 second here.
Easier.
Okay. And with that, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you to our commentators, CJS047 and KitKat. I'm sorry, I am multitasking here and it's not helping me at all. And to our trackers, Harmjon and Jaro. Thank you so much for everybody. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you later. Bye!